part of the Gauntlet community. This is Star Wars Saturdays. Star Wars Saturdays is an ongoing living campaign of Star Wars games where every month I choose a different RPG system and we tell a brand new story for that month. It's kind of an anthology series and has been taking place during the original trilogy of movies. We're all the way up to Return of the Jedi. It's taken us a year and a half to get there. Faster in production than Lucas himself, I guess. I don't know. Jabba the Hutt's dead, and this month's game, 5 sessions of Apocalypse World. Apocalypse World is one of my favorite RPGs. It is from Vincent M. McGay Baker. It started a movement of Powered by the Apocalypse games, which are near and dear to me. Sorry, I hit the mic there. And so this Apocalypse World game isn't really made for Star Wars. So we set it on Tatooine because that's chocolate and peanut butter that I think makes a pretty good Reese cup. And it usually does. This is the second time that I've run Apocalypse World on Tatooine as part of a series. And last time was with last year, and then we're doing it again this year, except now Jabba's dead, so that's a big deal. Third session in, at the end of second session, quite a bit happened. We had a major death, we had a big upheaval, and we have some stuff to deal with that. So thinking about what to set up for this next session, I decided that it would be fun to deploy one of the cool Apocalypse World tools called Love Letters. Don't think it was named Love Letters when it was originally created, but since Vincent, in his inimitable style as the MC in writing Apocalypse World, when he did this thing, he signed it Hugs and Kisses Your MC, MC, the other name for a game master. It kind of became known as Love Letters. At least that's the apocryphal story that I've heard. So what a love letter is it's kind of the box text that we all dread from old style games, except personalized a little bit more. Usually has a move at the end, and that's exactly what I've done. So we're using StreamYard for the first time. There may be a couple of gaffes as Rich figures out the buttons to make things go, such as now when I try to figure out how to share screens. I see a share screen button, and so maybe that's what we will do when we share screens later. But first, let's introduce characters. By the way, Bethany's running late. She'll be joining us soon, and we'll intro her character as soon as she gets in. We'll end with you, Stephen, because we want to introduce your new character. We will start with Joe, who we didn't think would be able to join us, but here he is from a hotel room, so addicted to this game that he would play in a hotel room instead of doing this other thing that he traveled to the area where the hotel is to do. Thank you, Joe, for being here.
It's a friend's house.
So. It's a friend's house? I thought you were in a hotel. Okay, all right. Well, good morning, and I hope you're well. Please tell us about your character.
I'm playing Janella Jantek, a Zeltron that's been in 2 other series of Star Wars Saturdays. She started off as a bounty hunter, then became just a rich, popular person, then a crime lord. That all felt to shit, and now she's basically just an entertainer that desperately in need of money, but kind of has a cult following now. So
true enough, you
of crazy people.
Yes, a cult of crazy people. Yes, you got an advance at the very end of the last session and purchased some of the Hocus playbook stuff. So we have not seen this on screen, as it were. I've got to go in real tight now. I got to think close to my head, but on screen, as it were, for Janelle. I'm quite excited to see that happen. Leandro, good afternoon to you, sir. How are you? Please remind us about your character.
I'm doing well. Thanks very much for asking, Rich. So my character, known to Moshuta as Tela Garcenon, she's using the Angel playbook, which means she heals people. That's what she's been doing, running a semi-illegal but kind of known to legal people a clinic. But most people didn't know until much recently that she's actually a former Imperial officer who has ran away from the Imperial Army, ended up in Tatooine because she thought, hey, this is where the most you can fall when you fall out of the world. Turns out, no, you can't really do that post post episode 4 when this planet is known to the Empire. So the Empire came calling, and her life kind of like fell apart. I mean, she had a part in it, I guess. So now I think probably most of Mashuda knows who she really was. Is. Don't know.
Well, I mean, you kind of shot somebody important, so that's how you announced your presence. You know, it's okay. Whenever you have an Imperial Sith user on in Moshuda and you shoot her, people remember that. It's just kind of the big deal. You're kind of a big deal. Joshua, good morning. How are you? And please tell us about your character.
I'm doing great, thank you. I am playing Grim, a clone trooper, ex-clone trooper, ex-Imperial as well. And now he's on Tatooine, acting as essentially a bounty hunter, but also trying to dig up dirt on the original clone, which we all know to be Jango Fett, but he does not know that. So we'll see how that goes.
We shall. Very excited to bring in another vet from Star Wars Saturdays, Stephen Watkins, aka Quiz Boy, good buddy, who I'm very excited to have us join in mid-play. You're showing up in the remnants of Moshuda. You have some vague memories of this place, perhaps as a player, but it's just not quite the same anymore. Good morning, Stephen. I hope you're doing well. Please tell us a little bit about the character you'd like to bring.
Good morning. This morning I'm going to be playing Tebby. She is a Lepin. She is a pilot. She is the driver playbook. And she has Lepins are rabbit-looking humanoids. We've seen Tebby before in previous games as an NPC. And given the chance to try her out, I was like, oh, I totally want to play her. I think the last time I saw her, she was a hotshot pilot. She was being trained as a soldier, so she has a little bit of shooting skills. And I am still outfitting her vehicle.
All right. And this is amazing because not even knowing that you wanted to play Tebby at the end of the last session, I did kind of an insert of Tebby in Timo the Hutt's palace. So this is like we just psychically connected through the maelstrom to introduce this character before you even decided. So I'm so excited. I love Tebby. Tebby, by the way, quick, really boring, but except for me, Tebby is an NPC who was created in the 1990s Star Wars West End Games module Tatooine Manhunt. She was a Leppy, or actually, I don't even know if she was a Leppy, but maybe I just said Leppy. Leppy are the bunny, like anthropomorphic bunny folk who are canon in the comic books of Star Wars from back in the day. There's a guy named Jaxon who was a Leppy who's like a big green, 7-ish foot tall stand-in for shoot. I don't know. He was hilarious. But anyway, so Tebby was an NPC that her father ran a shop, and the father was assassinated by a bad guy that you're on the hunt for. That's the Tatooine Manhunt. They adopted her. One of the players decided to make her kind of like a bounty hunter, and she's just tagged along as an NPC in a few games. It has been fun to watch her development. So seeing her played as a player character, I'm so excited. I'll hush now, but this is just like one of those things that makes Star Wars Saturdays really exciting for me is that exquisite corpse idea of someone having a character that's just created in the background, and then we revisit that character a little bit later in their life after things have changed, and then someone else is like, no, I totally want to play that. So I'll shut up now. I just get excited about these things, friends. You just have to let me occasionally gab on. It's the thing I do as a GM from time to time. I'm going to share screens because I have love letters for you. I've just unhidden a hidden tab to unlock it. Okay, all right. There's some tips on screen sharing. I don't know. It's like screen sharing is best with 2 monitors. Oh, okay. You can do application window. I'll do that. Ba-ching! All right. So this is a different map of Moshuda that you may not have seen before. there are cool pictures here. Yeah, okay, you can't see the mouse icon. This is Sergeant Parcher. This is Staff Sergeant Harridan. No, he's not carrying someone else's head. That's a smaller version of the picture. He's got his helmet off and it's to his side. And then this is Sergeant Rourke. And this is a cool picture of Timo the Hutt that I just want to stick in here. You'll see here a sector and another sector. We will now figure out why Rich has drawn this. The murder of Morel. And this is our crawl. I've created a crawl for you guys. Bethany's here. I'm going to add her. Woohoo! Bethany, we will introduce your character after I do my crawl. Thank you. Glad you could join us. The murder of Morelia Muckwill set off a series of unexpected events over the last few weeks. That's right, we're jumping a few weeks, friends. The Tatooine hardhold of Mos Shuta has entered a period of an interregnum. See how I got it all bold and big and capitalized like they do in the crawl? That took like actually a whole lot of movement around of the spreadsheet, so you better appreciate it. All right, the 4 stormtrooper squads once loyal to Muckwill have fallen into infighting, splitting into 2 warring gangs, Parcher's punks and Harridan's elite. Sergeant Parcher gobbled up most of Sergeant Grome's troopers. She's ignored Timo the Hutt and currently controls most of the dwellings on the western side of the hold, including the spaceport control and comms, the medical center, off-world traders, and the warehouse and landing bay Besh. And that's what we have here. You notice that she does not have the cantina under her control, nor the bunkhouse, bathhouse, or dewback stables. Staff Sergeant Harridan cajoled Sergeant Rourke to remain loyal to him, and they quickly secured the eastern side of the hardhold, including the water tower, the power station, Baba's Grill, and the warehouse and landing bay Aresh. So you see here that they have this area under control. 2 days ago, a space freighter loaded with food and supplies bound for Landing Bay Besh was shot out of the sky by the anti-aircraft artillery near Warehouse Auric. This began a new, more violent and deadly round of fighting. The people of Mos Shuta are caught in the crossfire with no hope of escape. They can only hope to outlast the Imperial battles. But food, water, and protection from the scorching heat of the twin suns of Tatooine are running out. And I've just fixed a typo. Timo the Hutt has remained in his palace, safe for now. And I've addressed love letters to Grim, Tella, and Sundown. So, Joshua, if you could step in as Grim and read the love letter that I have written for you.
All right, let me pull this up. The interregnum has resulted in a string of blaster battles in the streets of Mos Shuta. Who is paying for your services as we begin play? Timo, Parcher, or Harridan? Choose your current boss and roll plus hard to see what you've been able to secure. On a 7 to 9, choose 1, and a 10 plus, choose 2. Oh my goodness. So, can you tell us any more about, is there a particular disagreement that drove them apart, or is it just they both want power? Did one of them side with Muckwill?
Yeah, so Parcher sided with Muckwill and is pretty pissed about things. Rourke and Harridan saw an opportunity to establish firm control of a thing. They were kind of into Muckwill's idea of a little bit of chaos to get what you want.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's no way I can support Parcher in that case, so I'm going with Harridan.
All right, you currently work for Harridan. All right, so let's jump over to our roll for your party link.
Thank you for letting me roll with hard.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Did you just roll an 8?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. So let's jump back to our love letter. On a 10 plus, you get to choose 2 of these areas that are under your control. Now, to keep in mind, the things that, as of the beginning of this love letter, are under control. Harridan had Water Tower, Power Station, Baba's Grill, and Borscht. So it means that these things are still under control and functional if you re-choose them. Otherwise, they are at risk to having been destroyed or in deep, deep trouble.
I mean, I think
Shantytown's not under anyone's control officially, but you can seize control of that.
I'm going to take the spaceport control and the power station.
All right, so you have taken definite control of those two things. Thank you very much. Now, we do have some start of session stuff to do. In just a minute, we'll circle back to that. Don't worry, friends. Let's jump to Tella. Tella, please read us your love letter.
Sergeant Parcher has kept you around to keep her forces fighting fit. It's been a rough couple of weeks, and you've been pushing yourself to keep people alive. Let's see who you've been able to save in Mos Shuda. Roll plus cool on a 7 to 9, choose 2. On a 10 plus, choose 3. And I'll just note that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 NPCs on this list.
Are you saying that some people might be dead?
Some people might be dead. Quite frankly, some of them I've not met, so I don't give as much of a shit. Some people have shown up on screen, and it'll be sad if they go. Should I name out these names just so people know who's on the? Oh, but they can see it. But I'll name
Let's
them.
see if you care about.
Okay, so there's Hoshi, the Umbaran dancer, the Cantina. Last we saw her, she was chained up by Muckwell. So not a fun thing for her to be on. There's Vorn Telovis, who runs a junk shop on the west side. We've only heard of them. There's Baba, the Rhodian cook, the grill. The one kind of runs that grill. I don't think I've met them. There's Acevedo, the weapon shop owner, who I spent quite a bit of time trying to save.
Screwed over?
Yes, screwed over.
I mean, screwed over. I mean, saved.
Sure. And there's Yaga, who's a fast-talking manager of the grill, who I did save before.
That's right.
With Sundown. All right, and I can take 2 armor piercing to make another choice, even on a miss. So that's good. I'll just make this roll. See what
Hugs
happens.
and kisses. You're insane.
I do. Oh, thank Christ, that's a 10.
All right. So you get to choose 3. Who do you save?
Okay, I'm definitely saving Hoshi because she deserves better. I'm saving Acevedo as a whoops. I'm sorry about that. What happened last time? And okay. Oh, I forgot to mention the Jawa clan leader because I've never met him. He's also on the list. Oh boy. I think because it would be rude of me having already saved his life, I'm gonna try and save Yaga again.
That's it, man. All he has to do is get saved once, and he's fine. All right, cool. You've made your choice of 3. Are we good, or are you willing to take some harm to save 1 more? It's up to you.
Hold on. Let me check the NPC, see what they're like. The NPC tab. Let's see. Baba has a son. Vorn's played by Max von Sydow, and we need to have Max von Sydow on this. So I think I'll take harm to keep Max von Sydow on this.
All right.
Okay.
So let me just go ahead and do this format strike through on the Suluk Jawa clan leader. And oh man, Yaga's dad. They're dead. Awesome. I love it. Good work. So let's take a quick break to say hello to Bethany. Good morning. Glad you could make it. We're very glad to have you here.
Hey, yeah, I'm glad to be here. I was running late, and then also I couldn't get it to recognize my camera.
StreamYard is the new thing. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you
It's
here.
working great now so far. So.
Oh, good. Remind us of Sundown, and then please read your love letter.
Yeah, Sundown is the brainer. She's a Twi'lek, and she's very her mode of operation is mostly to hide in plain sight a lot. She likes to sneak around, gather information, and then like slowly make up her mind what to do with that information. And she was a little bit too slow last time because Tella and Janela beat her to killing Muckwell. Not that she had a problem with that. That was cool. That's extra good if you're wanting to hide in plain sight to let someone else do your killing for you. But in the meantime,
You know what they say, brainers are never late.
right.
They arrive precisely when they intended to.
Okay, yes, the love letter. With all the blaster fire, you've had to find a new place to hole up from time to time. Where is it? Are you living in Timo's palace in one of the contested territories or in the cantina? You've been able to keep a low profile since that's something you're so good at doing. You've got a keen eye, though, and you know things. Let's see how much. Roll plus weird. On a hit, ask some questions. On a 7 to 9, ask 2. On a 10 plus, ask 3. Where am I living? Timo's palace would make sense because, like, I did make that deal with him immediately before Muckwell died. So I think it's been there, but I think I may have like just gotten kicked out.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Like I imagine that, you know, I couldn't not push my luck, and I probably just, you know, made a prediction that turned out badly, and yeah, so I am no longer welcome in Timo's palace. And I will roll, and I will probably regret it. Oh, wait, no, that's not. Okay, I know how to use roll for your party. There we go.
That looks good.
Yeah, roll plus weird, that's 13.
Wow. Okay, you get to ask 2 questions.
2 questions. Let's see. Oh, these are all good questions.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Does Parcher have a spy in her rank?
Of course she does. You know exactly who it is as well. The spy's name, Rich put his notes to the side. Spy's name is Rum.
Rum, okay.
Corporal Rum.
Cool. Always good to have a spy, or know a spy. And
Oh, but wait. Corporal Rum is a spy for Timo.
Oh, okay, cool. Why? When is the next supply run going to happen?
Ooh, the next supply run is going to happen during the hottest part of the day today. Timo is sending out a particular driver that he feels is the best suited to make this run. Now, you know, there are Tusken Raiders outside. There's quite a bit of danger on this supply run, but it's someone racing for Mos Eisley.
Okay.
A Lepi by the name of Tebby.
Cool. I have 3. Even better. It's probably not immediately relevant, but I can't resist asking, why is the Empire ignoring all this mess?
Oh, the Empire is ignoring all this mess because right now, as you speak, the Empire is on its last legs. There are rumors that Emperor Palpatine has been killed.
Okay, then. That is good to know. That is useful information.
All right. Now we will jump back from doing all of our fun love letters that should kick us off into action to do some maintenance, administration of characters, because that's important too. I probably could have ordered things differently, but you know what? We're here now. Let's, we've reintroduced Sundown. Oh, that looks awesome. I see a picture that just popped up on the character keeper. So Stephen, you've introduced your character a little bit, but let's talk a little bit more about her, also so that Bethany has a chance to hear, and then we'll work through your HX. Okay.
Perfect. So I am playing Tebby. She is a rabbit humanoid, the Leppy race. And the moves that I've taken are Daredevil, which is I go straight into danger and I get +1 armor. Anyone who goes with me, like a gang or a convoy, also gets +1 armor. And the other one is one I need to talk to Rich about, which is my other car is a tank. So I've outfitted my vehicle, and then basically, according to the second edition vehicle rules, I added a couple of things on. I'm completely fine if we play the vehicle rules as written, or if we just hand wave them and I roll stuff. It's no problem, because I know that second edition added some weird stuff on. But basically, what I tried to do was put in statistics for a speeder bike. I put in a picture of a speeder bike at the bottom of the list, which is from one of the more recent movies. But basically, the statistics are its massive is 1, its speed is 2, its handling is 1, it has mounted laser blasters, which are 3 harm, close and far, area, and messy. And the important part is its weakness is rabbity.
Sorry. I didn't see that coming. That was good. Oh, how clever. Yes, I must allow this because it is just too smart.
It was written on the sheet. So
I know.
yeah.
I know. Obviously. I love it. That's great. And then other cards tank 100% allow it. If you want, the stormtroopers arrived with 4 troop transports, which are basically like hovering armored personnel carriers. You could have that, or you can create another big monstrous ground vehicle. We could even, if you want to go driver as also kind of like a pilot, if you want to have some kind of shuttle, I'm open to that as well. Just be advised that both Arish and oh crap, I just spaced on the name of the other side. Besh and Arik, both warehouse landing pads have anti-aircraft artillery, so you would need to deal with that if you wanted to take off from either.
So I think I'm, basically able to pilot and do shuttles and things like that, but I don't own one.
Okay.
That's super expensive. And during the love letters, you mentioned that Tebby was transferring. Was it troops or was it goods?
It's going to be you're going out to Mos Eisley to load up with as many supplies as possible and bring them back, because people are currently nearly out of water and starving. In fact, let me go back to the love letters, because it appears that Water Tower was not secured, so they're running out of water because the water tower has been destroyed overnight. It exploded last night.
Oh. Okay, so, and then you mentioned HX?
Yes, so that's the next thing that we need to work through, and then we will do highlights, because, new player, all get new highlights. Sorry if you loved your highlights. Sorry. Okay, cool. So you've got HX to hand out. Let's read them and see who's interested in what.
Yeah, so the first one is, which one of you once got me out of some serious shit? And I think that was Grim. Does that sound good? Okay.
Yeah.
And that means that I get HX +1.
Nice.
And then the next one is, which one of you has been with me for days on the road? Well, that's obviously Janella. And is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
We got history.
Yeah. And I write HX +2. And which one of you have I sometimes caught staring out at the horizon? And that is Tella is the brainer, is that right?
No, it's Sundown.
Sundown is the brainer? Then it was Sundown that I caught staring out at the horizon. And for that character, I rate HX +3.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. And then everybody can look back at their own playbook. If you have any HX that you haven't handed out that's like specifically tailored to someone, that's okay, because there's also a thing that says for everyone else, give blah. So let's work through that. I'm going to do it in character keeper order. Sundown, do you have any HX that you can hand back to Tebby? If not, what's your default one? And I think you're muted.
Just looking it up here. I think I have given out all that I can, but okay, where is it? Oh, there it is. Everyone else, +1. You have weird insights into everyone.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So you will just write HX +1 with Tebby. And Janella, what do you have left to hand out?
For everyone else, +1.
Okay, cool. And then Grim, RC1447.
Mine is my default is -1 because I have no particular need to understand people.
Appropriate. And then Tella, as an angel, what do you have left?
I've got the +1 because I keep my eyes open, whatever that means.
Nice. Good deal. Okay, now we will do highlights. So everybody will erase their highlights, and I'll circle back down to Sundown. It looks like Janella has the highest HX with you. So Janella, choose a stat for Sundown to highlight for this session.
Weird.
Okay. And that's retroactive because that was for the whole session. So you do get to mark an XP for the roll during your love letter. I'm going to go with it was weird. Oh shoot, why not? Sharp is going to be your other one. There we go.
Awesome.
All right, Janella, it looks like Grim. Grim is your friend.
I think in times like these, we need Janella to be hot to keep people on our team. So,
oh man, look at she's all positive all the time. You don't have any stat swaps for weird, do you?
No.
Weird.
Because the Force is weird and confusing. I don't deal with it.
It is. It super is, especially in this game.
I get others to deal with it.
Grim, you may choose between Sundown and Janella.
let's choose Janella.
Hard.
Okay. Look at you guys being all nice to each other. I love it. Well, let's do weird for you as well. All weird all the time. I didn't go with hot though. So
Remember, he's got that swap.
Yeah.
He does have the swap. Thank you for always reminding me of that. I keep wanting to do 3 sessions, 3 times I've tried to highlight it.
Like, it's never come up, sadly, but
all right. Sharp it is. All right. Tella, it looks like you would get a highlight from Grim.
Oh, interesting.
None of our HX are diametrically opposite from each other.
Yeah. Oh, this is a hard choice. I guess I'll go with Sharp. Yeah, we'll do Sharp.
Cool. I'll also highlight hot. I want to see Tella flirt or manipulate poorly.
Oh God, I'm imagining that now. Sorry in advance.
I have faith.
Tebby, you get highlighted by Sundown.
So we should avoid highlighting cool.
Actually, the driver uses cool quite a bit, so you feel free to highlight cool.
Okay, yeah, cool. Nobody else has.
I'll definitely have her be
Yeah.
doing things under fire for sure. For sure. And I'll go for sharp. Learn a bit about our world. All right. All of your stats are highlight. Is that the past tense of highlighted? Is it highlighted or highlight? I don't know. Highlight sounds so good though. All right. Good deal. So, as a circle back around, last night, a couple of things happened. The first thing that happened was that the water tower blew the hell up. Someone threw a few thermal detonators. Chances are someone from Parcher's squad or her gang, and blew the hell up. Shantytown. There are several fires that were lit in Shantytown last night. And of course, that's when Sundown was kicked out of Teemo's palace. I think, Sundown, that you were kicked out by Zaburbis, Teemo's major domo. He caught you. You made a prediction that went awry, right?
Yeah.
I think that they were hiding some. Teemo was hiding some illegal goods in Shantytown, and now there's a big fire. And Zaburbis realizes that a great deal of credits have been lost due to your incorrect information. And so,
Yeah, I told him Shantytown would be fine. Nobody would bother with it. Nope.
Here we go. Cool. So we'll pick up with you. The twin suns are peeking over the horizon. There's still a chill in the air. Start of session moves. Do we have start of session moves? We do. We do have this fortune thing. I've forgotten all about. Thank you very much. The beginning of session, roll plus fortune. Thank you for that reminder. Fortune plus 2.
Yep.
Roll low. Snake us.
I don't know if they rolled or not.
I haven't seen them roll. There we go.
4, 5, 7. So they have surplus, but choose one want. And,
so let's actually for everybody,
read off what the stuff is.
A group of followers. So tell us a little bit about them.
They're fans basically of her entertainment skills. I thought I wrote down, copied and pasted them better, but I did not.
No, I moved some stuff around just so that didn't take up so much real estate. So I moved it down to the gear area for you.
Sure. So when creating my followers, I have like around 20 loyal but not fanatical. They have their own lives apart from me, integrated in a local population. They're basically my scene, fans, like-minded individuals. If I travel, they they congregate in their own communities, so like they don't follow me or whatever. But they're let's see, what my choices were. They were joyous and celebratory, surplus plus party, and they are successful in commerce plus 1 fortune. And then like the bad stuff, the downside is they're decadent and perverse, want plus savagery, and they disdain law, peace, reason, and society, surplus plus violence.
Cool. And because your followers, you rolled well, that means you do not need to pay your 1 barter for lifestyle. But guess what, friends? I'm bringing the lifestyle into play. So I think, Grim, because you do have a patron, I'm going to say you're okay for lifestyle as well. But we need to check in with Sundown. Are you willing to spend one of your 6 barter to make sure? Okay. Cool. You can spend 1 or 2. 2 barter means that you have a quality of life that's substantially, notably better than others.
No, I'm trying not to stand out in any way, so I'll spend 1.
Okay. Cool. Tella, the good thing about keeping the troops and fighting fit is that you don't have to pay barter either. You've got a job. Your gig is being the prisoner of Sergeant Parcher. Tebby, though, how you living?
I'm just barely able to get enough gigs and eke by, so I'm going to pay one barter just like normal in
Okay.
order to get through. That's why I took this job to go over to Mos Eisley and come back.
Nice. I'm thinking, unless you wanted to use your tank, which you 100% are, that's quite all right. But if not, you would be supplied a speeder. So it's totally up to you if you want to use your own tank, which, probably a good choice, or a speeder, which if it gets blown up, no skin off your nose, right? Your cute little adorable Tebby nose or
So
Leppy nose.
my tank thing is actually a speeder. It's just a speeder with
Okay.
weapons. So yeah,
Awesome.
I'll take it.
Okay, sounds good. Good. So yeah, we've got all that. Do we have any other start of session moves?
I got to make my choice.
Oh yes, choice.
Yeah, savagery.
Savagery. That's
So
your
that,
want.
that'll go well.
Awesome. I so know how that is too. Oh, I totally know how that is. Good. Yes. We will pick up in a. We will pick up to realize that in the morning. Sundown. So you've been kicked out of Teimo's palace, and you see that the twin suns are starting to peek over the horizon. It's already in the. I'm sorry, Leandro, but I'm going to use Fahrenheit. It's already in the 70s. Sorry if it's like Celsius, like the difference between 20 and 21. It's just I like the larger number spread. I don't know. Anyway, plus I don't know how to do the math very quickly. So it's already in the 70s. It's going to be a very dry heat for you today. Where are you headed, Sundown?
I have just learned about the spy in Parcher's ranks, right? So I'm gonna go try to locate that spy.
Oh, sweet. All right. So we will pick up with you heading over to, if you take a look, there are barracks in the little map there underneath Landing Bay Besh. Those barracks were where Teimo's palace, where his forces stayed. All those forces have been pulled into the palace. They are not complaining because it's way better.
Yeah.
But this is where Parcher has put Grome's forces there. And you know that Rum has one of the bunks there. Thank you. 21 degrees Celsius. Good to know. So you can find, if you want to, at the crack of dawn, go knock on Rum's door. You can. Rum, unfortunately, was the one who was put in the Weequays shed, so it is smelly. It has this like dank smell of alien sweat, and so the door opens up, and he peers out and he sees you, and he doesn't know you, right? He doesn't know who you are. You're just some
No idea.
some female Twi'lek.
Yep.
Who are you? He's in like a wife beater and a pair of loose fitting slacks, barefoot.
My name is Sundown, and I've heard that I don't know, you and I, and honestly, this town might have some interest in common.
He steps back, and you see that it looked like he was leaning against the door jamb, that he actually has a blaster pistol, and he reaches out and he grabs you by the arm to pull you inside. What do you do? Okay. He pulls you inside, glances out, pulls the door closed, and steps in. You see that he's got a nice clean bunk, but most everything else in here has a lot of... Have you ever been in a home of a person who had animal, the very furry, and there was just tufts of hair that kind of all gone to the... Similar to that. And he says, "Not my place. I'm just crashing here." What's your name?
I told you it's Sundown.
Sundown. That's some kind of code. What's your real name?
No, that's my name.
Huh.
It's and I like give the Twi'lek word for it. That's what it means. So that's what I go by here. And it's probably something unpronounceable that,
Oh,
I
that's
don't-
awesome. Yeah, it's cool. I love that. He pauses and he says, all right. What do you want? Who sent you?
I mean, I want information. That's always what I want. Nobody sent me. I just overheard some things over there at Timos, and I thought that it might be good to establish some route of communication here.
Seems like you're trying to manipulate him to trust you.
Yeah, sure am.
So let's see how that goes. Please roll plus hot.
Yeah. I mean, hot's not my worst.
It's true.
Sad.
It's definitely not. I expected worse.
And that's good because that makes it a 7.
Okay. So he says, he steps a little bit closer. Are you working for Timo?
No, I kind of was briefly, but when my predictions turned out sort of badly, so yeah, I am definitely not working for him now.
He slides the blaster pistol like up, so it's there. He says, "You cark me over. I'm coming for you. What do you want? What angle?"
I'd like to know what plans Parcher has for this place. I mean, it's not a big secret. The Empire is falling apart. I wouldn't be surprised if they forget all about your whole unit and you just end up staying here. So yeah, I'd like to know Parcher's plans.
He heads over and sits down on his bunk. Well, Parcher's convinced that if she can report Muckwell's murder, then we'll get out of here. I don't believe it, but Harridan's been sitting on starport comms. None of our stuff's long distance enough to be able to get back to any Imperial communications. The SATCOMs are down. They're twitchy. 2 suns. A lot of interference. So she's going to mount up a group a little bit to take over Spaceport Con. I heard that that old clone trooper is sitting on them. You know anything about him?
I know of him. I think, well, is there only one? There might be more than one clone trooper here. Yeah, I know there are clone troopers here, or at least one.
He reaches over and he grabs a bottle up off the floor, opens it up, and takes a drink, and then offers it to you.
Yeah, I'll take some, yeah.
I heard the clones weren't even given genitalia when they were made. Is that true?
I would not know. I've never seen any of them naked.
Fair enough.
I've never, well, you try asking one.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it personally, I imagine.
You got any way we can get in there? Parcher gets in, takes over communications. She calls back to base. She thinks she's going to get an evac out here.
What happens when she doesn't?
I don't think she's playing that far. She's still pissed. Surprised she hasn't killed Tella.
If I find you a way in, is there any way you can get Tella out of here?
I mean, yeah. There's a Leppy You seen her?
Yeah, I think I've met her. Supply driver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she would. She's heading on a run. You won't tell her out of here. She needs to get out of Moshuta.
All right.
If you need some help, I'll do what I can. Takes another swig of his alcohol. He says, but I'm just one guy. Squad and a half.
Yeah. All right. I'll see what I can find out.
Cool. So we will pick up with Tella. You're kicked awake, Tella.
Of course.
Parcher with her flaming red hair. You've seen her put in the dye to make it more red. She kicks you awake. Get up, Arya.
I think at this point, I'm just kind of roll my eyes whenever she calls me Arya. Like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, then I can get up grudgingly. Something the matter, Sergeant?
She shoves a data pad in your hands. Check this over. This inventory list looks wrong to me. I think the med center's holding out. They say they don't have enough supplies. Look, this, and this. 3 days ago, that supply was triple. Show me where it's broken.
I think I look at the data pad, and I think I just kind of like say, are you sure isn't because of the number of casualties this stupid conflict's been producing?
Listen, if you hadn't killed my commanding officer, we wouldn't have this conflict, you insipid thing.
I'm just amused at how things are going on. What's happening to the Empire? And I kind of just kind of like give Sergeant Parcher a look. Death of a commanding officer would have resulted in a mass subjugation of this settlement. Instead, there's two sides. There's a conflict. There's a civil war between your soldiers and Sergeant Harridan's soldiers. What kind of breakdown in discipline is that?
So she does have a pair of stormtroopers like in armor and everything like that, whereas she isn't. You're in the warehouse. They've basically just thrown up a little bit of an area, and her troops, like her particular squad, keeps this warehouse as their own, whereas she's kicked Grome's guys off to the barracks, and she backhands you.
I think I kind of like rubbed my jaw, give her another look, and said that Morelia would have hit harder.
Oh, she takes that as an invitation to hit harder. What are you going to do? Because she draws back a fist as she's going to punch you hard.
I want to say this is why I'm harmed because I can't.
Sounds good.
In front of her.
Sounds good. It sounds good. Awesome. So yeah, this is the point where you gain your 2 harm. Let's go ahead and have you roll the harm move. So you get to roll. There's a harm move. I'm waiting for it. So when you take harm, you roll plus harm taken, and then sometimes things will get worse. So let me. If you're looking at the ref book, the harm move, I always get lost on where it is. Yeah. Harm and healing moves. When you suffer harm, roll plus harm suffered on page 28 of the basic ref book. You want to roll low because on a 10 plus, the MC can choose if you're out of action, taking additional harm, or choosing 2 from the 7 to 9.
I did not roll low.
You did not roll low. Delicious.
In fact, even without without even a modifier, I rolled a 10.
So she beats you unconscious. Yeah, it's a thing where you take the 2 harm, but it's enough to where she beats you unconscious. And the last thing that we see in this scene, besides the blood that's pooling out from your face, is that data pad, and you saw it. Doro Law has been signing off a lot of medicine, and
Mm.
more than has been used. So cool. We'll close that scene. That was nice and quick. Enjoy your harm. Let's pick up with Grim, and I'd like to bring somebody else in. So, Grim, how are you in the same kind of area with Janella? You've got free, I imagine, except in the area controlled by Parcher, you've got kind of sort of free range. So, where do you want to open up this scene? We'll say that it's in the morning.
I think as soon as I got control of communications, I might have called Janella up. Say, hey,
Nice.
come meet me at the spaceport so we can figure out how to get ourselves out of this situation.
It's a good
Nice. Cool. So, Janella, you in the early morning end up at spaceport control. How awake are you before the sun rises? I'm just curious.
plan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
like it's not the best time considering probably like my busy nightlife.
Awesome. So you head past the junk shop and past the medical center. You see the medical center is guarded, but it's like the troopers. These are Parcher's troops who have the med center. They are mostly holed up inside rather than standing outside. And spaceport control is under control of Harriet and Rourke. Now, one of the things that you've noticed over the past few weeks, the troopers have they've been in pitched battles, and they don't have replacements for their armor pieces. So, whenever something takes a hit and it gets slagged, they end up either fashioning a new piece to replace it. Rourke has been staying in Aceveto's weapons shop, and he's found a few pieces of like old Mandalorian battle armor and the like. So Harridan and Rourke's forces are a little more noticeable because they have almost mismatched armor by this point. And you see there are a few of them standing outside of spaceport control, keeping on lockdown. And when you come up, one of them will, you can see that his little stormtrooper, like the black eye piece there, one of them's gone, so you can see inside to his eye, and he looks you up and down. Who are you?
Do the hood back thing because it's dangerous to travel through Parcher's territory, probably.
Nice. And I think it's about where he recognizes you. Yeah, he says, "Are you here for Grim?"
Yeah.
Kind of notions, and the other one hits a button and the door shoo, opens up, and you head inside. So Grim, you've taken over spaceport control and communications. It's in a little bit of rough shape. Like, Muckwell came in and killed a bunch of people, but they did get rid of the bodies, but you could still see the old scoring from blaster fire. And then you just retook spaceport control. So what is it that Janella walks into? What's happened to this particular area when you took over?
I think it was a pretty explosive affair. I think looking at the map of spaceport control, there's like the little side entrance over on the right. And I think that whole wall is just gone, open to the air now. But everything else is pretty well intact.
Nice. So a somewhat sleepy, somewhat awake Janella comes in. None of your scenes here? You don't travel with your scene?
I might. I don't know.
They're your scene. You choose. Do you want to have some of your followers with you?
Probably like a few, for protection or the appearance of protection.
Ooh, nice. Okay. So who's the big we'll glance over in species names and slang. What's the big thuggish one that's with you that you feel more comfortable with than the others?
Let's see.
Is it like a Trandoshan? Is it a Wookiee? Maybe a Nautolan? An Iktochi?
I'm gonna get there. I think it's a feline.
How did I know you were going to choose Feline? You love the Feline.
I do. I really do.
Yeah, so it's a Feline with the top knot and the green skin and the
Yep.
kind of long nails.
Yep.
And I think this Feline is what?
I'm just choosing the last name. Cici Laj.
Cici. Okay, cool. We'll stick that person over there, a member of your scene.
Grim, you've been keeping busy.
Got to keep working. This is one way to do it. Looks like you've been busy too, collecting your regulars.
Oh, I mean, collecting is that's fair. That's accurate.
We know each other long enough.
Look, I'm the flame. They're the moths. It is what it is. So what did you want to meet so early for?
Oh, I've kind of lost track of time, I have to admit. These past few weeks, I didn't realize how early it was. But I just figured of all people, you would be able to help me figure out a way to end this conflict.
And who else is around us?
I think Grim. I think Grim, you have from Harridan. He probably just puts a few stormtroopers to work with you on the insertion here, but you're mostly the person that's keeping control of Starport.
Yeah, I think to me, just the 2 guards out front is probably it.
Okay. Now, would you have are you just sitting on it? Because I would imagine once you guys took over, you would have tried to spin up the communications and make sure things are under control. So, did you already do that, or is that a thing that you're kind of holding off on?
I think we've already done that.
Okay,
that was my whole priority for taking it, so I could get in contact.
So yeah, you took this overnight while the water tower was hit. You've reached out communications and are waiting from something back from the Imperials, and no response. It's been a few hours. They should have responded. Nothing has come back yet.
I mean, sure, I can probably help end this, but I mean, the ideal situation is both sides lose.
I completely agree. I think to start out, one side has to lose, and then we can take care of the other one. I say kind of.
That's fair.
That last part in a whisper.
Yeah, all right. Completely agree with that. And Parcher probably hates me more, so.
Yeah, I couldn't have sided with Pacha, so I went with the lesser of 2 evils.
Mm-hmm. Fair. So, what do you have in mind?
Well, the way I see it, if we take out Pacha, her troopers will fall in line.
I mean, we could try what we did last time. Get me in her presence. We just need some snipers at the standby, but she's probably a little paranoid after what happened to the commander.
I would expect she is. Now that we have control of the power station, I'm wondering if we can use that to our advantage as well. Anything she thinks is important, we just turn the power off. Draw her out, take her down.
That's fair. Also, but that's if she's actually gets drawn out and just doesn't send her people. Do you know where she's been holed up, or is she on the move?
I don't know. I haven't been able to infiltrate her territory at all. I'd rather not just go in with force. don't want to kill any more people than we have to.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, I mean, are you looking for me for a distraction or?
That is what I had in mind.
Okay, so, give me a good place. I'll see what I can do with some of my friends.
Do any of your people deal with Pacha's people?
Maybe I don't. If they do, I forget. Things are there's so many of them.
The one thing I'm worried about is I don't know where Tella is. I don't know if Tella's working with Pacha willingly or being forced.
The former seems unlikely.
Agreed. But we do want to make sure Tella stays
What do you
safe.
like? Yeah, what would Harrigan do should he get a hold of Tella or Ariel or whatever?
I think he would try to capture her, hold her. So we're going to have to make sure she disappears.
Sounds good to me.
Well, it sounds like we need some intel. I don't want to do this blind. If you could ask your people, I'll do some scouting of my own.
Well, we're set. We're gonna release some bait, hopefully, lure them out. What's a location that you want? Where do you want this distraction to take place?
I think the landing bay is one of their most important locations at the moment. And it's nice
Okay.
and open.
All right. See what I can do.
Lots of long streets. You just let me know when you're ready to move and I'll set up.
Sure. I'll put the word out that someone also responsible for what was her name? The the former bitch in charge was death. Is on the move.
Muckwill.
Yeah, Muckwell. Morelia, yeah.
Sounds like we're in agreement.
Cool. So,
But
is there more? You want to insert a thing?
not really. Nothing important, I don't think.
Cool. So I would like to jump some time to introduce Tevi on screen. And I think if we can time that with the attempted escape or rescue of Tella from the clutches of Parcher, that would be kind of fun. Does that sound cool? Yeah. I've got a request for a break. That's a great opportunity for us to take a break. So it is 18 after. Let's take a 7-minute break. 7-minute break. So we'll see you guys at 25 after or 35 till.
I'm kind of missing the hold music, Rich, that we had.
That whole music, yeah, I do love it. I don't know how to do that here. There's like stop cam settings, share screen. I think that's not really something this thing is made to do. I agree that it's definitely a note of in favor of Jitsi is that thing. I am always looking at Drive-Thru RPG, and it sourced up a new game to me that thrills me. It's from the makers of Kids on Bikes. It is called Teens in Space. Have you guys seen this? Right? Teens in Space. I'll throw it in the chat so you can take a glance at it. It looks cool. The cover art is so hot. I dig it.
Like the teenage sidekicks of Space Ghost or something?
No, I think it's weird. Like there are aspects of this pitch that are really weird. Like it seems like Teens in Space, a space opera RPG. Blah blah blah. We're using a thing. It's a rules-light storytelling system that takes you in the cosmos for adventure and profit. And then I don't know if you're like Earth teens because all the pictures are of aliens, and like I don't really understand. Like there's a bunch of talk about the rules and some cool pictures, and then it says there's ship improvements like that matters to teens. I don't know. It's weird. But it's pretty and
it's on sale.
it's on sale, right? Those are the two things that intrigue me, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, this art is really good.
Yeah. Oh, Codex Gold is now out, friends. So do go get that thing if you are a backer of appropriate level for the Gauntlet magazine, which I am downloading my copy as we speak. And the trophy gold is in the Codex Gold, so that's exciting.
I have not played Trophy yet, but it intrigues me.
It is not my bag, but I love that people love it, and I support anything Jesse Ross makes, so I support it from afar.
I have a couple of questions. Has anyone figured out how to change your name, your screen name?
When you first join, there's that thing.
Yeah.
But then once you've joined, how do you change your name? That is.
Has anyone signed up or logged in?
I
I haven't tried it, but
did, which is why mine says test because I tested it last night. And then I made the mistake of unhooking my computer from like the external monitor and camera and microphone. So it I made the mistake of doing that first. So like it didn't recognize any of those things when I plugged it in this morning.
If you want, Steve, you could leave and then come back and see if it asks you.
No, it's not that important.
Oh, it won't take but a second. We're still waiting for everybody to come back if you want. But anyway, yeah, I was trying to offer that option.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm also
I would rather
that's how it works.
I'd rather
try to see if it works.
I'd rather stay in and know that I'm in and everything's okay and I don't want to jinx anything than
That is a fair point, friend. A fair point indeed. Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and okay. Yeah, Bethany's giving it a shot. So we have a few things that are going on that are on the table here. The first one is that once high noon happens and everybody does a siesta. Stephen, one of the things that I had introduced as canon. Oh, cool. Yeah. It was
totally
really
works.
easy. Yeah, totally works. All right. So one of the things I introduced and I just want to remind folks of is that if you remember Return of the Jedi, when everybody kind of takes a siesta in the afternoon, that's canon. Like that's just part of the Tatooine culture is that from 10 to 2. That's weird. I now get a live timer. I don't remember seeing that. It doesn't matter. From 10 to 2, as it were, when the hottest part of the day, when both of the twin suns are at their zenith, it's too hot to do anything. People will be stupid to go out because it's like 125 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit, which is probably like, I don't know, 40 Celsius. I don't know. It's like water boils or something. Things happen that are bad for people. And even in Moshuta, people just kind of hide out in the shade and during that time and sleep it off. That is when Timo the Hutt has asked you to go. And you being a furred Leppy, do you just... Good luck. You're crazy. What kind of daredevil would do such a thing? So we will. I just want to make sure that was kind of at the top. That's what one of the present dangers is. And yet, Rich will add more, because on the horizon, as you get into your land speeder and you're being loaded down with some supplies to trade, you see that there is a sandstorm off on the horizon, far, far in the distance. So one of the things that you notice, there are a number of, on your land speeder, they're packing a bunch of like barrels. There are Gamorreans and Weequay that primarily work for Timo the Hutt. And another thing that as a resident working for Timo doesn't have any slaves. Like, he freed all of his slaves like a year ago and then just rehired them. He may not pay them a very fair wage, but they actually get paid. So that's a thing. He just bragged that he's so well loved, and he's such an important part of Moshuta that, what are they going to do? What else are they going to do? Anyway.
I imagine that the cargo that I'm going to carry are on like those hover lifts, like you see on the Rebels cartoon, that just kind of link behind and...
Yes. Ooh, I love that. I love that. So are you, I'm curious, especially since this opens up the possibility for you to get to talk. As they're loading up all this stuff, do you ask what you're carrying? Anything about your cargo, or is that something that doesn't bother you? You just figure it out as you go?
So I think that I tried to pick up something from Moshuta to trade in Mos Eisley, and it was maybe some booze or something like that. So I think I'm talking with the workers, trying to negotiate with them to sell something.
Ooh, nice. So you're trying to negotiate. Let's say that, we'll say that there's a Rhodian here who's kind of running the road crew and making sure all the Gamorreans load everything up correctly. And we'll say his name is, I like this name. Yay for random name generators in Star Wars. Snert. Snert. So Snert is your liaison. And so you're trying to negotiate to make sure that there's enough room on the speeder for you to take some stuff you're going to trade. Is that what you're... Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
And so basically, so I've already brought something one way from Moshuta, and I want to trade for something and then take it back. Moshuta is desperate for medicine and water and food.
Yes.
Right? So
especially water.
Those are the things I'd be looking for, especially since the water tower kind of got blown up this morning.
Right.
Okay.
So just so we're clear, we're on the same page. You're currently at Timo's palace. They're loading up with things to take to Mos Eisley to trade. And yes, those are the priorities. And yeah, that's what these barrels are. They're being loaded up. It sloshes around, and whatever these things that they're loading up, they're not marked, and the Gamorreans seem very careful with them.
Okay, so I misunderstood. I thought I was already at Mos Eisley and I was loading up to come
That's
back.
why I wanted to. That's why I wanted to clarify.
Okay, thank you. So I think in that case, I do want to see what kind of cargo we have, just chit-chatting, so that I can potentially toss my trade items in as well. So maybe I've gotten a bottle from the bar, or I have something stashed away, or something like that, just in case.
Sure. Yeah, you've got barter. That could totally be part of your barter, no problem whatsoever. Right. So you chat with Snerd, and he goes, "Oh, we're going to have you loaded up in just a few minutes here. Yeah. You're going to have to go. I don't know. Hope you have good air here. It's so hot outside. No one goes. Very crazy.
The air will move fast once I get up and going. Just don't load me too much, We're not giving away our water, are we? I mean, the water. I'm thirsty now.
He glances back at the Gamorreans. He goes, no. He says, holds his finger over his little kind of proboscis thing because it's a Rhodian. He goes, and that's all he says. You want to manipulate him to try to give you more information other than shush, don't talk?
Yeah, sure. I'm horrible
Awesome.
at that. That sounds great.
It's good. I love it.
So that I think is a 5.
Awesome. So, yeah, that's not even highlighted. So it's just bad. He says, okay, okie dokie, I tell you. There's a Sarlacc pit. Old Sarlacc nearby. Hole. Sarlaccs. We think that one died. All his guts, real good fuel.
So these might explode?
Only if you're wreck.
Okay. I see.
And he laughs, a little Rhodian laugh.
I
Slaps your shoulder. Good luck. Force
Yes.
be with you.
And you have a good nap.
Gamorreans finish loading up all of their stuff, and yes, you are carrying several tons worth of explosive with you.
And I'm going to go around, and once they kind of leave, I'm going to double check all the straps and make sure everything's good and tied down.
Nice.
And because I think before that I was a little impatient and just kind of like, okay, come on, let's go. And then it was like, oh, and I check everything and then hop on and I'll scoot off.
Nice. So we're going to cut away from you because there was an attempted rescue mission that was in the planning. I would love it if, it's totally up to you guys, but it seems like Grim and Janella were interested in freeing Tella, and Sundown was setting up something with Rum to try to free Tella. It would be great if we all of a sudden off screen have coordinated somewhat. Is that okay with everybody? Yay. I love it. Good. So Tella, of course, is in Warehouse Besh. And she's under a pretty good amount of, Janella could totally flirt with Sundown. So she's under a good amount of guard. And you've been beaten down, Tella. So you were unconscious. You start to wake. So I will ask Grim, because Grim is best at infiltrating places. What is the general plan here? Using Sundown as using Janella as distraction. How are you deploying Sundown? What's your desire to infiltrate Warehouse Besh and steal this resource from them?
My plan was to try to get them out in the street, and I'm set up farther down the street to just start picking people off so that Janella and Sundown can escape with Tella.
Nice. I like it. And so Sundown, I think I know what Janella's is, just walk up to people. That's what she's good at. What's Sundown's plan here?
Oh, I'm muted. Let me see what I've got here. I plan to use the Force a bit and try to predict where people are going to be so that I can sneak into where people aren't going to be, and Janella can be where they are.
Okay. Sweet. So I guess we pick up with Janella approaching Warehouse Besh with some of her scene alongside.
No. All of her scene.
All of her scene. Oh, yeah.
They wanted a distraction to bring things out in the public.
That sounds amazing. So Warehouse Besh is under guard. There's an entire squad of stormtroopers, 12 stormtroopers who are here. And I think that as you start coming closer, it's a thing where they're going to notify Parcher. Parcher comes out. She's the kind of girl who's going to address you without putting on her stormtrooper helmet. And you see that her gear's in good shape. Like, it's obvious that she takes care of her stuff. And she looks you
That's
over and your Feline and your other members of your scene, and she says, Janila, I'm
Oh,
coming
this
to
is when we
offer.
like.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, like as she starts talking, that's when like I motion somebody to start playing some music as we just like, because they have the want for savagery of decadence and perversion. So I'm gonna just like cause the biggest, most ridiculous scene to basically shut her down in the middle of her speech.
That's awesome. Okay. It sounds frustrating. By the way, Janila, you're starting to realize that most of your scene is pretty high. And they didn't have a whole lot of drugs left yesterday, so they must have made some big score overnight. You also realize that a lot of them are talking about Shantytown. It's entirely possible that they found a bunch of drugs in Shantytown and all got really, really, really
Super
wasted.
high.
Yeah, super high.
I mean, that adds to the distraction. So
It's true. Benefits you. That
Yep.
sounds good. So let's see. Are we engaging a move here? I'm not sure.
I mean, clothes are being peeled off. So
Okay. All right. So
whether my own or my followers.
you are running a distraction. In fact, you know what? Let's engage a subterfuge move. Are you the bait? Are you trying to draw the prey into your trap here?
Yeah.
Cool.
Entirely.
Okay. So I will give you a +1 because of deploying your scene, but we will use the subterfuge move, which is on page 29 of the ref book. When you're the bait, roll plus cool. On a 10 plus, you get to choose 2. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. Do take a +1 from your scene. Sundown or Grim, do either of you wish to try to help Janela in this role? You can let it ride. It's totally cool. I just wanted to open that up in case that was a thing.
Do they have to help or hinder before or after?
I usually play it where you can do it after, so I'm okay if you want to go ahead and make the roll
Okay.
and then people.
Let's see. 5. So I have a 7 total.
A 7? Okay. You get to choose one option. I will drop those options in chat if you don't have them.
Oh, I got them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm draw my prey all the way into the trap.
All right. Of course, Parcher suspects you.
Yeah,
right?
there's no
She's
like I'm
wearing-
literally right in front of her.
I know.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
like
she
it
knows I'm
seems fishy.
responsible for
Like,
the day.
yeah, this is a thing where maybe she's telling herself that you need a like contract and you're looking for some resources. Your people are, I don't know, looking for anyway. Parcher's drawn into the trap, and she's not paying attention to much anything other than you and your scene. And the music comes on, and you're performing, and you've distracted them. Outside. I'm sorry, I was going to say Arya, but I should probably call you Tella. Tella, outside, you hear music. You recognize the music because you know Janela. You know the kind of stuff that she likes. It's like she's calling to you. Are you chained, or just did they beat you down and leave you?
I think they just beat me down. I'm definitely there.
The guards are gone.
Work.
The guards are gone. You
Oh.
could maybe try to sneak out.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like just gingerly get up. You hear what's happening outside. It's like, shit. It's Janela doing a thing. Yeah. What can I peer outside of like my cell? See what's around.
Yeah, we'll say that you can peer outside. And Sundown, where have you positioned yourself? You've got some pretty free reign here if you want to sneak around.
Yeah, I am going to sneak around. I was thinking about going to find the spy, but I think it's faster to just like sneak in myself.
Awesome. Why don't you do something under fire?
We'll do that.
All right, roll plus cool. Oh, that's a pretty good roll.
8.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, you flinch, hesitate, or stall. The MC can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. You can sneak through at this point, but someone, not just Rum, will know of your passing.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, cool. So, Tella, when you look out, you see the sundown has slipped into the warehouse through a side entrance that you were eyeing anyway and unsure if it was still guarded. You can see the shadows on the outside of Janelle and her scene, creating this ruckus and distraction. You think you hear Parcher trying to shout her down, but no one's listening. What do you do, Tella, when you see sundown?
I think I just kind of like. I look beat up for one thing.
Yeah, definitely got to remind us of that. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think I just look confused and kind of cock my head like, what are you doing here?
Getting you out of here. Come on. Quiet.
Really?
Yes. Don't make me have had to sneak in here past, all the non-existent guards for nothing. Come on.
Wait. Janella, you came here for me.
Yes. Can we have this discussion later?
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm just let Sundown do their thing. I'm really tired and didn't expect this.
Okay, just follow me, Commander. I know how to get out of here. It's the same way I came in. This really roundabout way of avoiding everything. I don't want the direct way out.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I'm imagining Warehouse Bash. Maybe you sidled along the edge of the plateau a little bit to sneak your way in. And so you have to head back out and you'll head past Landing Bay Besh. So, Janella, yeah, I'm imagining, Grim, that you knew where Sundown was infiltrating. And from your vantage point there, maybe you're on those cool looking like Luke Skywalker binocular things, like the monocular, I think they call it. I can't remember what it's called. You see that Sundown and Tella are exiting Warehouse Besh and making their way towards Landing Bay Besh. What do you do, Grim?
I am standing overwatch, as they say. So especially if I think somebody noticed Sundown go in, that's what I'm watching for. As soon as they're free, I'm probably going to try to take a shot at Parcher, though.
Nice, cool. So there's a thing you notice as you're lining up the shot, and it's not within your shot. It's just a thing you know. It looks like Harridan and Rourke have become aware of what's going on, and their forces are moving up. They're going to try to take advantage of this. You see them kind of right now. They're heading towards the medical center, and they're going to try to blow their way past the guards that are set up at the medical center because that's Parcher's folks, and they're going to try to just make a beeline for Warehouse Besh.
Can I, since it is a battlefield situation, open my brain to the psychic maelstrom?
Well, what do you know? You certainly can do that thing.
Let's see.
You get to roll with hard.
Let's see if this is good or terrible.
What do you want to know?
I want to know if Tella and Sundown are going to be intercepted by Harridan and Rourke's people. Grimm's very mission-minded, so Tella comes first. Unfortunately, Janella, we'll get you out of there second.
She's got a scene. That's a bunch of cannon
Oh,
fodder.
yeah,
She's fine. She's fine.
That's an 11.
Wow. That's awesome. Look at you with your amazing brain opening. Cool. So on a 10 plus, the MC gives you good detail, and the main thing you were concerned about is making sure Sundown and Tella are safe. So you see them. It's battlefield instincts, right? You're able to interpret the movement of the battle as if they were small pieces on a chessboard, as it were. And you see Harridan and Rourke's teams, their squads coming in, mowing over the medical center. It's going to be a bloodbath, but that will take up a bit of time. They will be unable, as long as Sundown and Tella move quickly, they'll be unable to stop them. But you're probably going to have to lay down some suppressing fire from Grome's squad as they come from the barracks. But you're rather sure that acting on this information, you can open up the area for Sundown and Tella to make their way out of here. But you also see that this is a coming storm, you're at the eye of the storm right now, and that Harridan and Rourke are making their move in the most inopportune of times. And so Janella is going to be caught up in a whirlwind. But, again, that's for Janella. She's a survivor, but just you see that.
Yeah, I think if I have a moment, I'm sure I have comm codes for Harridan. I'm gonna call him up real quick.
Nice. Cool. Okay. And so Harridan says, "Go ahead."
Harridan, it's Grimm. I've got Overwatch here. I see you coming in. Parcher's in the street. If you hurry, you might be able to catch her before she finds a defensive position.
Good.
Standing right outside the warehouse.
All right. Is she in the warehouse?
Yes, sir.
All right. Keep an eye out. We're on our way. Going to take down the medical center. Push our way through Besh.
All right, just hurry.
This will be over in just a few moments. And then Sundown and Tella, you hear an explosion. It is a block away. Tella, you see the smoke coming from the medical center. And Sundown is pulling you along towards the barracks. So if you guys are looking on the roll for your party.
Yep.
So yeah, it looks like there's a open egress for the two of you. Although you, Sundown, see Corporal Rum and a number of the other members of Grome's former squad are headed your way. But Rum sees you and he's going to try to redirect them. What do you do, Sundown?
I'm gonna which building of the barracks was Rum? Did I find Rum in? That's where I'm gonna try to hide Tella there.
Ooh, nice. So I think that
He's
Grum
out.
was the second. He was the second one down.
Okay.
Cool. So, and so there's a question that happened in chat. Do we hear what happened to Grom? I assume Grom is part of Janella's scene, right? I was surprised that the Feline was following around, but maybe Grom was doing other stuff. Let's have you guys, you're working together to do something under fire here, trying to hide out. I think, let me glance real quick if there's a subterfuge. No, I don't think cat or mouse moves work here. I think really doing something under fire to hide out is the way to go. So who wants to lead this? Seems like you're leading it, but boy, Tella is really good at this.
The thing is, Tella has been stressed for the past few weeks. She's hurt, so she's a bit delirious and kind of. It's like someone has to be like supporting her. I think she's babbling right now.
Really not thinking super clearly. Also, she doesn't know that that Corporal Rum is working with us.
It's true. All right, make the roll.
As
Sundown.
much as I would like for her to make this roll, it doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
Okay. And it's cool. So that's a 6.
Tella, do you wish to try to help in your delirious state?
I don't know how she could help in this state. I think
I mean, you can see where we're headed now, but
Um,
Sorry, say that again.
I said you could see where we're headed now. So, like, maybe if you saw something that I didn't and warned me,
Yeah.
yeah.
The thing is, she doesn't know where you're taking her. Or she only just take you to a random barracks. She's been inside a warehouse and only been out for like, under heavy guard. And I think she's babbling right now. She's babbling about how I tried to save Papa. Okay, I tried to save Papa. You should know that.
Up.
No, yeah, she's not in a state. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So how about if this is happening concurrent with the delivery? This is when Tebby drives through, sees a firefight going down, and is a distraction.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're coming
Right,
out of
nice.
Timo's palace.
Yeah.
With all of the, this is great. Yeah, do you want to go ahead and roll a help move? Otherwise, there's going to be a very bad seed here.
Fireworks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll roll help with Sundown to distract because those guys aren't shooting. The other guys have drawn weapons. So I rolled a 7.
Okay.
My HX with Sundown is 3.
That's a 10.
That's a 10.
So you give her a +2, pushes her to a definite success or a hit. So it's 7 to 9. Here's the hard choice that you have. Grome's place is not good for you. He sees what's happening, and his kind of will to help you out in the face of his squad falters. And you know he's not going to have your back. However, there's a speeder over here. You guys could ditch this hiding place, jump onto the speeder, and get the heck out of Dodge.
Absolutely.
Sweet. So, yeah, you slow down, I guess, enough, Tebby, for them to jump aboard. Sundown, you
Kind of drag Tella.
drag Tella, throw her into the speeder. Now, Stephen, I just want to check in. When we say speeder, are we going with like just the brown speeder that we remember from New Hope, or what do you imagine your speeder looks like?
I've got a picture in the sheet down further. It's from the Solo Emphas Nest. It's the long, thin-looking thing with like tri-blades on the front.
It's a speeder.
Oh, you're doing the speeder bike.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were taking your tank, your speeder. Not you're taking the. Oh, wow. That
I
is
don't want to.
tight.
I do not want to be out in the sun any longer than I have to, and this thing's faster.
Okay, cool. So they're all riding on a speeder bike. Sorry, my mental image was a little different there. I thought you were on something bigger.
With all these explosive barrels on a speeder bike.
Yay! This is so good. So good.
Could they have just actually jumped on the cargo? So it's unwieldy, but I don't think I even notice.
Even
That
better.
sounds great. You guys jump on some barrels.
Yeah, so you guys are basically headed to Mos Eisley with me.
Okay.
Cool.
So you jump on the speeder bike, you pick up, that thing is fast. They are opening the electro gate, which is just beneath, it's in Timo's control. So the electro gate heads out, and you guys, I don't know where I went there for a minute there, but you all head out and start heading down the pathway towards the desert floor. Tella, you're riding on top of some barrels, going at an extreme rate of speed. And you look out along the horizon, and you see that there is a big sandstorm coming. You're alive, though.
That's not what she expected, for sure. So I think I see the sandstorm and I see her leaving Moshuda, and it just like turn to Sundown's like, is this part of the plan?
Yes. Yes, it is. It just became part of the plan a couple seconds ago.
What was the plan in the first place? Why are you? Let's have this talk right now. Why did you come for me?
Because you were in jail and I wanted to get you out. I don't know what your problem is with this.
Hey, Teddy, you have some passengers. You hear them talking.
Oh, so I can hear them over the
Yeah.
wind and everything.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
Star
They're
Wars logic.
shouting above it.
Yeah, no,
so-
yeah, Tell
You hear
us being
explosions
really
in
loud.
space. You can hear them on a speeder bike.
Yeah,
Tell us being really, really loud and angry.
and I think I probably have some kind of communication, like a speaker or something, and I think I click it on, and I'm like, get down, stay away from the cargo. It's dangerous. Get under cover if you can, because there's a coming storm.
Gotcha. The storm wasn't part of the plan.
Do you even know who is that? I think I gotta look up and see.
Yeah. She's a trader. I've met her a few times. I don't know her name, but
I think there's a point where it's just too tired, and we'll probably just flop down.
Cool. So at 6 o'clock harm, which is what 2 harm is, it doesn't get worse with time, but it is definitely a thing that will take a while to heal. How do you imagine that is? You think it was just where maybe she kicked you in the side, maybe broke a few ribs? Do you think that maybe one of your eyes is swelled shut from being beaten so badly? What do you imagine the 2 harm looks like?
Yeah, I think it is like mostly the eye. Her left eye is badly swollen. I think the rest is just like just let's say minor kicks. I think Parcher knew where to hit. So I think it is just like it's the eye, and that's why kind of like tells a bit delirious because you barely see as well.
Cool. So we swing back to the scene,
Meanwhile.
and when that explosion happens, I'm sorry, like the music kind of stops as people start to get really nervous. They've been under constant battle conditions over the last few weeks, so I just think that they're going to be very worried and try to usher you to some kind of safety, Janella. And it does pull Parcher at least partially out of. I'm sorry, say
My
again?
scene is trying to usher me away.
Yes, they want you to be safe. You are so important to them, and they are super high.
Well, that's when I start stripping to stop them. I'm like,
Oh man, that's gonna work out well. You're just in the middle of the street at the high noon, stripping. I mean, the stripping's probably not a bad idea because it is now 47
because,
degrees Celsius.
yeah. Because the focus is keeping the attention of Parcher as I do like the stripping dance, dancing closer to her, getting right up in her, grill.
Awesome.
Making sure her eyes are on me.
And her eyes are on you, and she can't act, but she can speak. And through gritted teeth, she meets your eyes and she says,
well, that's why I'm not.
You killed Morelia. I hate you.
Well, we'll see about that because I'm performing my chosen art.
Damn it. She hates you. But maybe she loves you too. But she hates you so much.
It's messed up. It's so messed up.
Don't forget to mark XP.
All right, there's a 4.
Is that a 4? Wait, no.
It's a 4 total.
You're rolling.
Yeah, I rolled 1.
Oh, did you roll snake eyes?
Yes, I did.
Oh, yes. I mean, oh no.
So,
on a miss, you gain no benefit, but suffer no harm or lost opportunity. You simply perform very well. Nice. You perform very well. By stripping down, your scene stops trying to usher you away. You take over the stage again. You get right in Parcher's face. She mutters that she
Well, this is
hates
how I
you.
expose myself to stuff, right? Because I didn't choose that option when I was the bait. So,
Oh, that's true. That's true. So I think she hasn't lashed out at you. Sorry to use Monster Hearts technology or terminology there, but she hasn't struck you. You can tell she wants to. She wants to hurt you. But that explosion is going to take up more of her focus, and the spell is broken. And she cuffs one of the other troopers and yells over to Rum, "Stow this carking, Bodo! We're under attack, you idiots! Come on, you slamos!" And she tries to rally her forces to battle. And Grom is right there by you, hesitant to try to draw you away from what you are set on doing, but quite worried at what Parcher is about to draw down around here. He says, "We need to go, Janilla. Come on, please." Blaster fire. Your scene started to come under attack. There's a small explosion. And Grim, of course, is Overwatch, so maybe you're okay, but maybe not.
I'm gonna try to do what those crazy old wizards always told me about, and try to like figure out the best way to get my people out of here using the Force.
I knew highlighting weird would get me what I want. Yes. Roll those dice. Fail delightfully. I mean, good luck.
I mean, it's fine by me. Failures are fun. Yep, there is a 1 total.
That is a 1. That is a 1. So we'll cut away for you for a second. Grim. Harridan Rourke, after getting your information and encouragement, they are advancing on Warehouse Besh right now. And they're moving in. You see they have fanned out and are trying to get concentrated fire on Warehouse Besh. Janella and her scene are right in the middle of it. They started to flee, but then Janella stopped them. And now they're right in the crossfire, and they're in between this. They are going to get chewed up. And Janella's just standing there, staring off into space.
Yeah, I think I'm like screaming through my communicator at Janella, but she's, can't hear me or uninterested, whatever. I want to roll a stand Overwatch, try to get her out of there.
Nice. I like it. So go ahead and roll to stand Overwatch. I love this, guys. We have battle moves in play. We're about to use road war moves. We've used subterfuge moves. Holy crap, all of these extraneous Apocalypse World moves are really working out. I love it.
Okay. Hopefully I can keep my... that's a 7, exactly.
Okay. That's good. Your roll plus cool on a hit. If anyone attacks or interferes with your ally, you attack them and inflict harm as established, as well as warning your ally. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to swing back to Janella. Then you get to interfere with the thing that's about to happen, and then we may cut away to the desert. Janella, you seek this thing, the wills, the Force, and you have a vision of Parcher. Lying in Muckwill's arms, and the two of them as close as lovers, and you hear Parcher promise her undying love to Muckwill, and it's touching in a weird way, and Parcher swears, if anyone ever hurts you, I will kill them slowly. And it's enough to just draw your focus away, and you look again, and you see Parcher's hate-filled face, and she's got a blaster rifle now, and she's aiming it in your face. Grim, looks like Janelle is going to get shot in the head. Would you like to do anything about that? If not, I can inflict harm as established.
No, I think I'm gonna take the shot now.
Sweet.
Perfect setup.
What harm do you do? What's your harm that you do from your awesome weapon there, Gunlugger?
I am using my clone issue DC 15A blaster rifle. 3 harm, far, loud.
Nice. Woof, woof. And it. Where do you hit her? She's down.
I mean, I'm aiming for whatever I can get. If I can hit her in the chest or the head, I'm going for it.
Here's the deal. She did not wear her stormtrooper helmet. Regs say she should be wearing a helmet right now.
She should have followed Regs.
I know. If only she weren't such an undisciplined cur, she might be still alive right now. But yeah, she draws up the blaster carbine, sticks it in your face, Genoa. You see her start to squeeze the trigger, and then there's a gaping hole in the side of her head where her ear used to be, and she drops to the ground. You hear other blaster fire. Unfortunately, this is Stormtrooper on Stormtrooper. It's all red. There are no blue and red and greens to be able to tell who the good guys and bad guys are. They're all bad guys. Your scene is getting shot up. Grome is there, and I think he's going to basically push you to the ground. I'm sorry, but he's going to push you to the ground and like cover you with himself to keep you alive. But what do you want to do, Janilla, after you get shoved to the ground and Grome?
We are outside of
Warehouse Besh.
the Warehouse Besh, and that's where they have the anti-aircraft guns.
Why, yes, they do.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna shout to my scene and to Grome to get inside the warehouse for cover. Like, that's much safer than being out here in the open.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, you yell to your scene and they start rushing for the warehouse meanwhile.
And we're going to have to manipulate Grome
Yeah, I think you got to manipulate
to get him off me. Because
Yeah,
he's so insanely devoted to me.
kind of. He's in
my
love with
fault,
you,
but-
man.
Yeah, it's my own fault.
It's totally your fault. But you're good at manipulating and you get an XP, so it's not so
6,
bad.
7, 8, 9 total.
Nice. A 9. So on a 7 to 9, he needs concrete assurance. He wants to know you love him too. He needs to hear some kind of affection. Something returned.
Well, will kissing him deeply and passionately count, or
Oh yeah.
does he just need to
will.
hear something?
Right here on Battlefield? This is like super stuff that he read about when he was about to pledge his life to the Empire. This is the best. Yes, he is super into that. And then he will kind of rush up and try to give you cover as you head into Warehouse Besh. We cut away from Grim and Janella and the scrubby fight between warlords in the middle of Moshuta out to the desert. Tebby, you've got these 2 passengers. You've got a bunch of explosives behind your speeder bike, and you are zooming along at many hundreds of kilometers per hour. I'm not going to tell you how many because it probably wouldn't jive to actually how many kilometers is, basically going 150 miles per hour. But somebody will do that math, I hope. So, Debbie, I've got a, let's see, I think in NPCs in places I might have a bigger map, but if not, I apologize. But I don't. I think it would be fun if you need to head through Beggar's Canyon to get to Mos Eisley, because we all have heard, and I've got some pictures of Beggar's Canyon. So Beggar's Canyon, you just need to make it to Beggar's Canyon. It will give you enough cover to where you can piece your way through the sandstorm. There is a custom move when you travel through during a sandstorm. There are some options there. So let's have you roll that. So on the tab, custom moves, when you travel during a sandstorm, roll plus cool. On a hit, choose options. On a 7 to 9, take 2. On a 10 plus, you've got all 3.
I rolled an 11,
Wow!
and my cool is a +2, so that's a 13.
So you aren't noticed by any sand people. You don't have to use up too much water supplies in the doing. Only 1 barter is used up during this travel. And you aren't worn down by the heat. Now, this barter can be paid by anyone in your little troop. So if Sundown or Tella wish to pay that barter for what was used up during the travel, that is a-okay. And you guys don't take 1 harm AP, which would be pretty bad for Tella. You are an excellent driver. Good job, Tebby. Cool. So you are not noticed by the sand people. Give me just a look. What does Tebby look like as she zooms through Beggar's Canyon with this sandstorm coming your way? I'm really curious what you see.
Yeah, so Tebby actually has, she has her pilot suit on. It's bright orange, reflecting the heat back a little bit. She also has a helmet on that will, keep the wind out of her face so that she can see where she's going. And basically what we see across the desert is we see this line of sand coming up behind the speeder and its cargo, and it's really picked up speed once it left town. And basically, as the incoming sandstorm is there, you see the spew of sand get higher as Tebby kicks up the acceleration in order to beat the sandstorm and slide into Beggar's Canyon. So she whips around into Beggar's Canyon. The end of the little caravan that she has with the cargo whips around a little bit precariously, and we see the barrels kind of tip a little bit, and then they settle back down. And then she slows down. And now that she's, it's not safe to travel during a sandstorm, especially with cargo like this. So she gets into the edge of the canyon where the sandstorm will pass over and will be somewhat protected, and finds a little crevice in that canyon where we can hole up a little bit. And I think she probably pulls out a tarp and sets it up. Okay, she probably sets it up over the explosives, right? Because she's like, if that goes, we all go. And then she kind of puts the 2 charges, the 2 passengers, stowaways, into the crevice, and then turns to them and says, "What's going on? Why are you on my bike?"
Tyler just laughs bitterly and says, "Welcome to the soap holovid drama that is our lives." It kind of just looks. It kind of beckons at Sundown to you tell them.
We were being chased by Imperials. Your cargo was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And I think so. Tebby, removes her helmet and kind of shakes out her ears a little bit, and then leans over and kind of touches at Tella's, swollen eye. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Just a bruise. Taken enough of those. I'll be fine. And she kind of waves off Tebby's finger.
Okay. Well, we need to hunker down here until the storm passes. Usually they don't take too terribly long, and then we need to get the cargo on to Mos Eisley.
You seem very chill with just having had 2 stowaways come with you. 2 stowaways being chased by Imperials.
Well, if the thing I'm most worried about right now is the cargo. It's quite volatile, and if someone's stupid enough to shoot at us, we'll feel a thump, and that'll be about it.
Got it. No smoking.
Right.
That's That's very good to know.
Sundown have a death stick out and she's like,
Was about to. Starting to pull out of her pocket. Like, nope.
cool. As the three of you are talking, the sandstorm rages outside. It's the kind of thing where you don't want to have your vents open on your speeder bike. And you hear the low hum of an engine, and there's something on like a silhouette of something on a large kind of chopper, like a whoa style swoop bike that comes by, and it's a low hum. They've probably throttled or done something to keep the sand from causing the engines to seize, and it slowly moves by the area that you guys are hiding out in, and then keeps going.
So Tebby kind of puts up her finger, lowers the visor on her helmet, puts her helmet back on, pulls out her gun, and goes out to take a look.
Ooh, nice. Cool. Why don't you read a sitch?
Yeah. Okay, I've got a 6 on the dice. Read a sitch is, what's that?
It is a sharp.
I think I have a 0 on sharp. I do, so I got a 6.
But the good news is that was highlighted, so you get an XP. So there's that.
Right.
Enjoy that while you can. All right, awesome. So you sneak out, and you see that what is there is absolutely a swoop bike. It's piecemeal, like it's been pieced together, rebuilt. You can tell that this thing is heavily armored. There are a few little laser turrets, small laser turrets that are set up on it, and it is manned by an old Clone Wars era battle droid. You recognize it's in basic, it's painted on its own call sign, and you know that this is a member of the swoop gang that fell apart many cycles ago. This is none other than HBO4, known as a very efficient driver. And for some reason, he's looking for you. But he hasn't found you yet. What do you do?
So I think I'm going to... But he's looking in this area as if he knows we're here?
Yes. As if he tracked you to this point but has lost you in the sandstorm, or the fact that you guys holed up and covered up, he lost you in the sandstorm.
So I'm going to go back and tell the 2 stowaways. Things just got worse. We were tracked here by someone probably looking to steal the cargo, but maybe with a mark out for one of us. So I suggest you get ready to defend yourself.
Not Imperial? Somebody else?
It seems to be part of a gang. Imperials wouldn't come out in the sandstorm. They wouldn't be.
No.
They'd send someone to do it.
Okay.
Sure, I'll be prepared to defend myself with my big old stash of nothing.
I have.
So whenever Tella says that, Tebby reaches over and picks up a rock and hands it to her, and then heads back towards the opening, where the droid is going back and forth. And I think so. What Tebby's going to do? She's trying to decide. Okay, so I think what Tebby's going to do is just kind of keep an eye on her, keep the blaster pointed out in case, she spots, the crevice or where we're coming from or something like that. But just wait for it to make the first move.
I would like to. So I kind of nudged Tella and hand her this thing. I'm not sure. I assume it's sort of vaguely gun shaped. It is a pain wave projector. Like, aim it at the droid, not at us. And then I like kind of creep around so that because I want to be able to, well, I want to be able to see this coming from me, because hiding and not being able to see, I'd rather be less well hidden and be able to see my, my attacker coming than the other way around. So.
Okay, cool. Good. So vision is nil for you, Sundown, because Tabby had the benefit of a helmet. I imagine you could probably pull some cloth over to where you're not going to choke on all of the sand that's happening, but your eyes are failing you here.
Okay.
I mean, you only got the one working one, right? Maybe. Well, the picture looks like maybe you have an eye patch. I don't know. It's cool.
It looks like, I can't tell if it's an eye patch or one of those like lenses.
Oh, yeah, I think maybe it is like a cool
lens.
visual readout deal. Anyway, so you're really not going to be able to see if you have to drop on someone using your eyes.
Well, no, but I do have the Force, which actually does. I don't have a specific move for it, but I can open my brain.
You can indeed. Is that what you'd like to do?
That's exactly what I'd like to do.
Awesome. Please roll plus weird. Don't forget that's highlighted for you, so you get an XP, and you've got a +2 on that.
Watch me roll snake eyes.
Yes. I mean, good luck.
Wait, did that roll? I didn't roll, did it?
See it go.
Oh, there we go. So that's a 7 + 2, 9.
9. Okay. On open your brain to the world psychic maelstrom. So you get to ask a question or two. Sorry. On a hit, the MC tells you something new and interesting about the current situation. Might ask you a question or two. You answer them. On a 7 to 9, the MC gives you impression. If you already know all there is to know, the MC will tell you that. So you you see sometime in the past, because there's sand everywhere, and Zabrabis, the Togruta major domo for Timo the Hutt, is on a comm unit, and he is laying out the course that has been plotted for Tebby on this delivery run. And you hear that voice in HBO4's head, because HBO4, being a battle droid, has little antennae that it has attached on. And that is the impression that you get, is that Zabrabis set up Tebby.
Yeah, I think I just kind of like whisper to Tebby, like, you've been set up. They know exactly where you gotta. If you wanted to do this, if you want to get out of here safely, we got to go way off course, because they know exactly where you're gonna be.
I can do that. And I think Tebby is like, you hear Tebby muttering a little bit, like, can I hit the droid? Probably not. I bet I could hit the barrels and blow up the droid, but that might blow us up too, and I don't know. So, and she's just sitting there muttering a little bit as she's watching out.
You could let the droid steal the barrels.
True. But that would be even worse.
You wouldn't have anything to trade for the supplies, too.
That is true, yeah.
It would be fun, though. It'd be a really big explosion. +1.
Is there a bounty on this droid by any chance?
Yeah, totally. It's Imperial bounty, though, so good luck collecting.
Oh, good point, yeah.
There's one Imperial left, right?
There are a bunch of Imperials.
I mean, he might not still be alive by the time we get back.
True.
At the rate they're going through them.
All right, well, I'm going to cut away from you all back to the war-torn Mos Shuda streets. Grim, you see that Janella is rushing for the warehouse with the remnants of her scene. You see the Harden and Rourke are advancing, while the remnants of Grome's troops and Parcher's troops are hunkering down, some of them heading into the warehouse. Others are making their way for Timo's palace. What are you doing?
I'm going to open up the comm to Harridan again, and I'm going to essentially yell, Potch is down. Call for a ceasefire. They'll give up. They'll surrender. And end the bloodbath.
Ooh, I think you were trying to manipulate him.
Unfortunately, I probably am.
I know. I really want to see Dice determine this with your hot of -2. Can you convince him to stop the bloodbath?
Too many tabs. Okay. Oh, that's a 6.
He says, keep the eye in the sky then. Gotta put them down for good. Don't waver on me, Grim. The city will be ours.
I click off the comm, yell, Dwayne, throw it down, and jump off the roof.
Awesome. So you see that the Harridan and Rourke's forces are moving in, and as you jump off of the spot that you had, I imagine maybe you were in one of those areas just east, kind of southeast of Warehouse Besh. You see the sandstorm is coming, like it's almost on you. And what do you do? It looks like Janella's found a place to hole up in Warehouse Besh, but some of Rourke's forces are running in there. And maybe Parcher's forces are kind of breaking and running. It's kind of split in half. Grum's men are headed for Timo's palace, and the remnants of Parcher's forces, including Corporal Rum, are headed towards Warehouse Besh.
Let me read a sitch, I guess.
Okay, cool. You should do that. Roll plus sharp. Oh, you're good at reading sitches. Don't forget to mark your XP for that.
Yes. I got a 9.
Nice. On a 7 to 9, you get to ask a question.
Okay. So tell me if this is too much. What I want to know is which enemy is the biggest threat to Janella?
Ooh, great question. Parcher's squad saw Parcher die right in front of Janella, so they're going to try to take it out on Janella.
Okay.
They blame her.
Yeah.
She was obviously some kind of Zeltronian sexy deception assassin thing. They've read all the dime store novels on data pads about evil Zeltrons, you know.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna pull the flamethrower off my back, step it in the street, and start just laying down flames to try to distract the rest of her forces.
Oh my lord! I think that's bad.
I think
and
that's
awesome. That's so
Laying
good.
down
Get out of the alley and start flaming everybody.
Oh, that's sweet. All right, so let's see. What are we hitting there? I think you're seizing by force something right here because it's
Sounds like
definitely
lay down fire.
Is it that okay? Okay, I'm not opposed to lay down fire. It's not a bad idea.
I'm definitely trying to control Warehouse Besh because that's where Janella is.
Yeah, I think the options under lay down fire fit better. So let's go for that. Thank you. Oh, look at that picture of Tabby. Sorry, I get too excited about pictures of Tabby. Cool. Lay down fire. Roll plus hard.
Okay.
Don't forget to mark an XP.
That's another 9.
Wow. Okay. On a 7 to 9, you get to choose 2 options. Oh, you want to help?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I mean,
what does it look like?
we're
How are
warehouse.
you helping?
Guns.
Do you have any hold
Oh,
left
we're in
from
the-
that thing from before?
I mean, I've got hold on Ella.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have Tella, not
But-
sorry. My brain misapplied the whole. Yeah, sorry.
But no, like we're in the warehouse. We've got like guns because I mean there's some dead people that were all around, so we can also like shoot, from the reverse.
Okay, awesome. So you kind of peek out and fire a few shots to help out. That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
So go ahead and roll with your
Yeah.
HX with Grim.
HX.
That's a 2. That's pretty good. That's a 7 plus 2, 9.
Total.
All right, with a 9, that gives you a +1. That pushes you to a 10, right?
Perfect.
All right, so now you get 3 options from the lay down fire.
Okay, so I'm definitely going to provide suppressing fire, denying another character to move or act freely. Because that's my whole goal, is to try to keep the stormtroopers out of the warehouse.
Okay.
And I guess I'll give another PC +1.
Okay. On their own battle move. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't. Yeah, I think at this point Grim has given up on trying to minimize casualties, so he's going to take a shot.
Yes. So I will say that at this point, Rourke was leading things. So if you want to try to take out, he's not technically a lieutenant, but he's effectively Harridan's lieutenant, like he's number 1 there. If you want to try to take a pot shot at Rourke, feel free.
Are we just going to make all the stormtroopers our enemy?
I think so. Was it that the plan from the beginning?
Yeah. Yep. I just thought it would be a little more.
They are evil.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll do that. It's -1 harm, but I do have the move that makes me a small gain, which I think is +1 harm. So it should even out, I think.
I mean, if you want to shoot at Grom, you can do that. Do you want to shoot at Grom instead? He's not technically a stormtrooper.
No, I like Grom.
Oh, okay.
And so does Janella. I don't think she
I was like,
that.
why are you shooting like that?
Okay, so the flame projector is 4 harm, close, area, and messy.
That's terrible. I think you're going to swap harm then, and he's going down. I mean, cheese and crackers. That's just the worst ever. Yeah, so you take an opportune shot. It's harm -1 harm on an enemy within your reach. Rourke is within your reach. We swap harm. So he will fire on you.
Harm on that move?
Oh, that's true. You just inflict harm because it's part of the move. Holy
Yeah.
crap. So Rourke is looking at you and he's like, yeah, light it up. He's thinking you're going to burn down all of Partridge's forces and take over Moshuta with him. And then you turn the flamethrower on him. And we hear the Wilhelm scream as he runs, trying to tear at his stormtrooper clothes. The flames are everywhere. He falls to the sand. And then the first bits of the sandstorm come across and they start to smother the flames, and the sandstorm comes and gobbles up the world.
Perfect.
As it were. So we'll cut away to Tebby, as well as Tella and Sundown. The sandstorm has been raging for many minutes. Oh, I mean, you can still hold on to the battle move. I'm sure that we'll work something out. So what are you guys doing? You have no idea how long this is going to last.
So you need to take out this droid, right? And you probably need some sort of distraction or whatever plan you're coming up with.
Couldn't hurt. It's easier. Well, it could, but it's easier to just take him out than try to dodge him the whole way. Maybe.
Maybe. It's going to be relatively easy in the sandstorm to take out the vehicle. All we have to do is get rid of the plates, the protection covers for the intake, and it will seize. Although I hate that. However, the droid is going to be more difficult. I just got a little pistol. You've got a rock, and you've got, I don't know.
I have an antique blaster, and Tella now has a pain projector, which I don't know if it has anything on droids.
Yeah,
So-
Tella's holding it like she doesn't know what it is.
But we could try and set up a trap where. Okay, we could set up a trap where basically. Okay, we could set up a trap where you cause the rocks to fall on it. Right? We're in a cavern. We're in a chasm, right?
Yeah.
So that's an option, is I could go out, it could come after me, and it doesn't know that you're here, and then you guys could basically try and collapse the wall on it, and not me.
How many of those barrels do we have? Can we spare one?
We'll say that you guys have 12 barrels.
Well, if we spare one, then that means less food and water.
Right, but it
I
does
guess-
mean better chance of making a wall collapse on this thing.
True. Okay. So, actually, why don't we just drain one of the barrels into something like a water skin or
Ooh, yeah.
some kind of container, just for a small explosion?
Okay,
That sounds great.
so like take out whatever container I have of water, drink it all, because I'm not going to waste water by dumping it out, and then hand the container over.
Okay, cool. So you guys have made a makeshift Molotov cocktail. Easy for me to say. And the plan is to head out into the sandstorm to try and distract him, and then lob this darn thing at him to blow him up. That sounds risky.
So I think what I'd like to do, I'm going to modify that a little bit. I'm going to go out. They can't see very well in the sandstorm. I'm going to tell them where to put the cocktail. And it's not really intended as a fire, spread fire thing. It's intended as a boom to dislodge rocks. So I'm going to tell them I'm going to bait him into this area.
Yeah.
And then you blow it. I'll give you a click on the radio. You blow this, and we should be okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I start looking for a nice crevice to like contain that fire and make force all the force into the right direction, and like some loose rocks. Yep.
Okay. Cool. So it sounds like, Debbie, that you may be going straight into danger. I don't know. Did you hedge your bets here? Guys got a little bit of a plan. I'm just curious.
I think we made a plan, so I don't think that counts as armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Just wanted to check in with you.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good. So I think you're doing something under fire here.
Okay. Or am I the bait?
Oh, that's true. That subterfusion is nice. You still roll cool. So let's have you do that. You're the bait.
I rolled an 8, and my cool is 2, so that gives me a 10.
Wow. You don't even need help. You're the best bait, you little leppy.
So
all right, you get 2 options.
Yeah. So I'm going to draw my prey into the trap. And, okay. I think I'm going to make sure that they don't suspect me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but you've exposed yourself to extra risk.
Yes.
All right, which means your prey gets to inflict +1. So you, in your suit, you're able to move. There is the force of the wind of the sandstorm, but you're able to move freely. You're not blinded, and you step out as you hear the big swoop bike start to zip past, and he slows down, and then you hear that raspy, metallic voice. Oh. Where is all of your stuff?
And I think Tebby, like she would normally do, just takes off running and runs in it, runs towards where the trap is laid.
Nice. And you hear and the swoop bike kicks to life. He's, of course, ratchet down to where he's not as fast as normal, but he's definitely faster than most Leppy. But you have laid this trap perfectly. So what does this look like? Is this a thing? Who triggers the trap? Who sets off the explosive?
I think I'm going to click the radio to let them know when to set it off.
Okay, cool. So he starts coming after you. You hear the swoop bike get louder, and he says, "You don't have to die."
We're all dead if you take this from us. Organics like me have to eat. You wouldn't have oil, you wouldn't have power, but we all have to eat.
You don't have to go back to Moshuda. It's all dead there. Come on, don't be stupid, Leppy.
How do you know I'm not taking you towards the goods? And I run faster.
Okay, he like kicks in. He goes, "I am setting this to disintegrations. I'll find the stuff on my own." And then he fires. You'll fire a blaster your way. It is time for you to go ahead and spring the trap.
Yeah, so I'll click the radio.
Yeah, I take out that cigarette I was going to light earlier, and like the whatever kind of space lighter I had to light it, and like just kind of use it as a fuse.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's have you do something under fire here as you light the fuse and toss the little canteen of explosion.
That is a 6.
So
Ooh.
I would like to try to help.
Yes,
Since
please.
I'm the one who's timing everything with a little radio click.
That sounds great. Yes,
Yeah.
I buy it.
Yep,
Good luck.
yep. I rolled a 5, but my HX with sundown is a 3. So that should be just enough.
Yes.
What is Tella doing? What is Tella doing with all of this craziness going on?
No, she just let these two have a plan. She's still like, I don't know. I think she just let these two just go out. She said one or two things, but she's clear like,
Okay, I'll just stay in the nice cool cave and take a nap.
I think, and like Tella, before Tebby went out, I think Tebby like reached into all of the little pockets she has on her suit and started pulling things out. And this is where on like the director's cut, all the geeks pause and look at all the stuff that came out of the pockets. There's like a pair of those dice, and I think the deep cut is Tebby pulls out like a keychain, and on it is a little human's foot, and puts it down. So yeah,
Deep cut. That's awesome.
so I think that Tella can basically is kind of going through, can see through that, and I don't know, maybe there's something there to help.
let's see if she can help.
Yeah, so
Tella,
I think
hold up. I want to spend one of my hold and inspire Tella with thoughts of me, so she's less depressed.
She's somewhat less depressed.
now she's a depressed and turned on. It's the worst. Awesome. So you lob the Molotov cocktail. It lands right by HBO4, explodes, and the swoop bike comes towards you, Tebby, while he is thrown clear. His droid legs are blown off. It's the second time that's happened to him. Reincorporate HBO4's legs being blown off. And so you've got a big speeder bike come flying your way. You were just so close being chased by this thing. What do you do?
I'm gonna. So the speeder bike is kind of spiraling out of control.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like kind of rotating, rolling towards you, flaming from the whatever this weird chemical substance is, explosive substance is.
But it's on fire, so I'm getting out of the way.
Okay, sounds
Yeah,
awesome. Do something under fire then.
Yeah. And what is that with? What's that?
Oh, that is with cool. So you get another XP.
I do, and that's a 7.
Oh, nice.
7 plus 2 is a 9.
Sweet. Okay, so 7 and 9, you're going to take some harm. So we'll have you take 2 harm from the explosion. It was unexpected and painful. So go ahead and roll the harm move, 2d6 plus 2. Oh,
Okay.
did you have armor? You have some armor, right?
I
From
only
your
have-
spacesuit?
I only have armor if I go in unplanned.
Okay.
So I don't think so.
Okay, so the spacesuit's not armored.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll 2d6 plus 2.
Okay.
Let's see how bad this.
That is an 8 plus 2 is a 10.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
Cool. So the MC can choose one. Yeah, you get knocked. You jumped out of the way.
Mhm.
Something clipped you, and yeah, just because we've got an angel around here, I think you're knocked out.
Okay.
And Sundown, you threw it. You think you threw it exactly where you were supposed to, and you heard the explosion.
I like look
tell
up
it.
the ledge and like, oh shit.
Yeah, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I guess I gotta go. I'll go get I will remember Tebby and kind of holler back to where we were hidden. And
Nice.
hey, maybe I'll give Tella something to do here. Take her mind off for I don't know what she's so upset about, but whatever it is, I'll take her mind off of it by here, somebody fix her up.
Cool. So Sundown drags the little Leppy into the hidey hole where you have been, Tella, and yeah, you see you've got a patient. What?
See, so I don't think I have my angel's kit with me. But I have all of Tebby's oddments that they pulled out, so I can scrounge something out from there.
Okay.
Let's see. So I can stabilize and how much harm did Tebby take?
2. She's a 6 o'clock.
Okay, all right. To use it to speed the recovery of someone at 3 or 6. Yeah, I do definitely want. I'm like, I see Tevin's like, okay, and I kind of go into like, yeah, medic mode and just kind of like just do what I can. I'm just looking at what I can do.
Yeah, I think what we can do, because you're an angel, you can scrub together enough to where it's not going to give you a plus like you get from an angel kit. So you're not using stock from your angel kit, but I'll let you roll as if you had 0 from your angel kit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
That's one for getting inspired by me.
I just I'll take that +1 because otherwise I won't get on a 6.
Cool. All right.
I can help, but I don't know that I.
You don't know these Leppy. What are they like?
Yeah.
Weird. They're like bunny people. Cool. So you are able to wake Tebby from and speed her recovery. So technically, it says on an angel kit when it's at 3 to 6, you don't roll. But I thought it would be fun to have you be a cool medic and be awesome and badass. So you can speed that recovery and take her to basically help her to wake up. She's still going to be messed up for a while, but yeah, you can maybe later give her some chill stabs, but she could probably do her job just hurting. And based on time, we will end. Well, actually, I'd be curious, Tebby, as you wake and you see that this generally reserved Della has now helped you out. What does that look like?
Well, so I think that I wake up and, some of the stuff I pulled out of my pockets, there was some string or some, cable or something like that in there. And I wake up and the first thing I see is that I had a wound, like where something clipped me, and it's been sewn up with that string from my pocket. And I'm like, what the heck just happened? I think I'm a little woozy, so I kind of shake my head and I'm like, are we gonna, did we do it? Did we take him out?
We're alive. So
Yeah.
probably.
Okay. So we need to go make sure he's gone. Oh, and I think
He's
so.
still there, just doesn't have any legs.
That's a problem. So I think Tebby stands up, puts the helmet back on. I think there's a crack in it now.
Oh, nice.
And,
Nice.
starts kind of woozily going back towards the front where the storm's still raging, towards the front of the cave, and kind of steps out, going to go plug whatever that droid was, finish it off.
Nice. Okay, so we'll say, just because I like the idea of you getting +1 HX for what you did, Tella, we'll say that you're now at 3 o'clock for Tebby. You're heading into the sandstorm. Sundown and Tella, you're still in that little alcove where all of the explosive material and the cool speeder bike is. That's where we will end the session for you guys. And then we'll kind of swing back just because of where we're at for time. Janella, you have been dragged into Warehouse Besh, and there's crazy amount of firefight that's going on, and then the sandstorm swallows that up. Grim, you are in the middle of the sandstorm. When we finish this session, are you still in the sandstorm, or do you try to make your way somewhere?
If possible, I'd like to be heading towards the warehouse to kind of bunker down there.
Awesome. You got your old clone trooper helmet on. You're moving through.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Just like I'm imagining badass Grim like moving through the sandstorm, and he doesn't get knocked down like everybody else. He's just solid as all get out. And then we will we'll end the session right there. So we've got a few questions. I know there's some chat going on. So yeah, you were at 6 o'clock. You dropped down to 3 o'clock for harm, which gives a +1 HX to Tella because you healed 1 harm. Fair? I mean, I'm kind of tweaking the way Angel Kit. Technically, there shouldn't be a roll at all because somebody at 3 to 6 o'clock, they just heal over time. But I like the idea of you having sewn up with the string and getting a mechanical benefit out of it. So we're kind of tweaking those rules just real quick for that. So at the end of every session, we get to do an HX adjustment. So we will we'll start with Sundown. Who knows you better?
Tella, definitely.
Okay. So Tella, you get +1 HX with Sundown. If that pushes you over, no, it just pushes you to 3. Awesome. And then we will go from left to right. Janella, who knows you better?
Grim, totally.
Totally. Cool.
Someday Sundown.
Oh, that pushes you over.
Does
Good.
it?
So you get an X. Yeah, Grim gets an XP.
Grim gets that.
And at the beginning of next session, you will get to ask a question of Janella. Any question you like. Maybe you ask us the face-to-face in the warehouse as you guys try to ride out the sandstorm. Tella, who knows you better?
I think you passed over Grim.
I did. Grim, who knows you better?
I am going to actually say Tella because I think Tella is surprised that Grim would have helped her.
Yeah. well, yeah. I think, yeah, at this point, maybe a week before, we're like, of course, Grim would help me, the clone. But at this point, we're like, huh. So, yeah, that passed me over to 4. That's nice.
Cool. So that'll give you an XP, and you get to ask a question of Grim. We already know Grim is seeking the original clone. So now tell who knows you better.
Definitely Sundown, and I think what they saw is kind of like an answer to Janella's question last week, which was who is Arya Sunfell? This is kind of like what Arya Sunfell's like, way more angry, way more snarky, way more just pissed off at everything. That's who Arya Sunfell is.
Girl needs to relax.
So sullen. Awesome. And then Tebby, who knows you better?
I think Sundown. Sundown was watching everything as we kind of, took shelter and all that. So
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I have pauses with everybody now.
Look at you. Everyone loves this brainer.
Also, I leveled up from
Oh, fantastic.
failing moves, or not from failing moves, from rolling moves. So I took deep brain scan.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, you could have gotten that just by having sex with everyone, but okay.
Yeah, but I haven't had any luck with that so far. So
Right?
Because we haven't had any scenes together.
I know, right?
That's true. We need to have a Janella Sun. I'll just mark that out there as a thorn. No Sundown Janella scenes. Need more. All right. That leads me to Roses and Thorns. We are at the end of official time, so if anybody needs to go, totally cool. For those who remain, we will do Roses and Thorns, our feedback process, and I'm going to start reverse order. Steven, as our new person in this particular game, you get to go first for Thorns.
That's going to be difficult. The first thing that comes to mind is it was a little bit hard to get dropped in. I know you guys are like, this is the third session for you guys, and this is mine. There were some NPCs and all the chaos that's going on. It was a little bit hard for me to follow. So it was like,
Understood.
all these people got shot. All these things happened. Okay, great. But it was good enough to roll with it. It was fine.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. It's one of those very difficult things, and I appreciate that feedback. I will. Do you have any thoughts? Like, is there any more like in the custom moves? Should I have given more context to people? Do you think that would have helped?
No. So I think that everything that could have been done to catch me up was done, because I was able to go over to the NPCs and read through them and try and find names as you guys said them. I think you provided everything that it could. It just took me a little while to get up to speed.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think there's anything that could have been done.
It's just 2 sessions worth of people thrown out there.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I do appreciate that, Stephen. Thank you very much. Next, we will ask for Leandro's feedback. What thorns did you have?
I think most of it is mostly to myself, because I don't think people expected me to play as a sullen asshole for most of this session. I look, there's a reason why she's doing it, but like I don't think I got to put it out, and I think she was a bit more. I don't know. She was probably like I felt like I was getting in the way because Tella was being so just. Why help? I don't want to help, that sort of thing, even though she probably should be helped. But yeah, I don't. There is a reason why in my head, but I just didn't get to express it.
I had this instinct of like, I need to frame some kind of scene to see what's going on in her head, and I didn't do that. So I felt the instinct, but I didn't follow up on it. I definitely want to see what's going on though, because this is a pretty important moment for Tella and seeing who she's been unveiled. So let's make sure that we try to circle back to that next session. Cool. Did you have any other thoughts on it?
No, I think that's my main thought. I don't think I have anything else.
All right. Awesome. So then we will go to Joshua. What thorns did you have?
I can't really think of anything. I'm happy with the way everything went.
Oh, good. Okay, awesome. And Joe, what about you? What thorns did you have?
Similar, like, we got to mix things up, working with other people. Chaos happened as it should.
Okay.
When I've got a bunch of crazy
like
drug head.
Yeah, we need to see more of your scene. I think that's definitely a thing I had in my head. Is I want to see more.
As if I wasn't a whirlwind of chaos already.
I know. Why did you need assistance? It's crazy. And then last but not least, Bethany, what thorns did you have for me today?
I don't have any. My only thorn is for me forgetting to like test it with the computer hooked up to other things. I don't even have a thorn for StreamYard because it's working.
Yeah,
everything's
I
good.
appreciate that. Like, I am really curious what people's experience with StreamYard was on the other side. I liked it myself. I kind of liked it. I miss not being able to show videos. That was fun. It's the one thing from Jitsi I will miss.
But yeah, that's the only thing was like getting it to recognize my computer stuff to start with. But once it did, I have not. Nobody has frozen. I haven't like, the screen hasn't randomly grayed out. No weirdness. It's strange. I keep expecting weirdness.
Well, we had some weirdness in the game, but yeah, it looks like StreamYard is going to be a pretty good tool. We'll stick with you for roses, Bethany. What roses did you have from today's session?
Wow, so many. I like how everybody just like, okay, we have a plan. We're going to just going to go all in on this plan. But I think probably the biggest rose is the moment like, oh, there's this big loud machine just going past you. They're not going to see you, and Stephen going, oh, I'm definitely going to step out and look at it. It's like, okay, that's absolutely insane, and yep, that's perfect.
Super Star Wars fairy driver. Thank you very much, Bethany. And Joe, what roses did you have?
I really love when like I screwed up a horse, and it's like, oh no, these two people were super in love with each other. They're just also super evil and terrible, but like it's like, oh, that's sweet and also gross. And then she died. It was great.
Yeah, well, dang it! If only she'd lived, right? Then she could take out her bloody vengeance. Oh wait, it's probably good she died. All right, thank you, Joe. Joshua, what roses did you have?
So contrary to Leandro's thorn, I was really digging Tella's like reticence to be saved and like what is going on here kind of attitude. Thought that was wonderful. I'm glad Grim finally got to kill some people.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah, that worked out real good. I can see why people like the Gunlugger so much. The Tella Sundown stuff was fantastic. Tevi, I thought you brought your character really strong. Or Steven, I thought you brought Tevi really strong. And Janela, it's always fun seeing you do your thing. So I thought it was a great, really fleshed out session.
Good. I'm glad. And so, Leandro, what roses did you have?
Oh man, I've got like a veritable bouquet of roses. I could just shower into everyone. I love Tebi. She seems like the most just in control out of everyone. Just like, no, here's what we're doing. Oh, I've got stowaways. There's a sandstorm. Let's just do it. And just like, no, we've got a plan. Let's sort this out. Just like very straightforward and like it feels like the most competent out of everyone. Which just that's a nice feeling. And I love Sundown continuing the streak of like trying to be the most sensible person. Like last week was all like, yeah, Grim, your plan kind of that sucks. Let's do another way. And here being like, no, Tella, we're not gonna argue now. I'm saving you. Let's go. I love that. Just coming from the brainer, which is just like that. That's weird and really cool. And yeah, I love getting to see Grim just let loose. Just like finally. Because we've not had that, and the results were, wow, we're chewing through all these stormtrooper commanders really quickly, and I like seeing Janela on the back foot for once. She's not completely in control of the situation. See what she does.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Just having to improvise like that. Like, oh, go ahead.
No, I was agreeing.
Okay, cool. And finally to Rich, to just rolling with everything, just rolling with all the chaos. knowing to like we just went to like amplify it and make it worse for people and in interesting ways. Like again, that forced vision of Patcher and Muckwell and like just letting people get on with like, oh yeah, Tebby's passing along. Yeah, going with people's suggestions like, oh, Tebby's passing along. These two can stow away on that. Sure. Just tying people together. That was great. Great session as always.
Thanks, Leandro. And then, Steven, you get to finish us off with roses.
Yeah, so basically for me, it's been a while since I played in Star Wars Saturdays, and it's, it's a nice pleasure to come back and go, oh yeah, that's right, this is why these are so fun. And I hopped in the middle of this adventure, and there was already stuff established, but boy, I felt like I fit right in and could just roll with everything. And I think a lot of that is due to you, Rich, with your, oh yeah, the stowaways will just hop on board your thing and take off. I had no idea that was going to happen. And then, sandstorm is coming, and then someone's after you because you've been, screwed over. Oh, I mean, it really fit together all really well. So I was really impressed. The other thing is I was a little bit worried about StreamYard coming into it, but I'm pleased that no one got dropped, nobody roboted, everything seems pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I have to say, StreamYard was good. So go ahead, Steven.
I don't want to jinx anything because your recording still has to get uploaded somewhere, right? Because that could be a bad thing.
Could be. I went over and popped because it's unlisted, but it was through live, and I saw it on YouTube coming through. So I think we're good.
Okay.
But yeah, who knows? I may have jinxed myself as well. I really appreciate, Steve, you being wide open to flexibly moving your character in when I kind of said, you've got a new job, and you just accepted it. You didn't kind of fight or negotiate or pixel bitch anything. You're just like, yep, that sounds great. I will do that thing. And that was super helpful to me. Thank you for being such a giving player and flexible there. I'm glad that I got a reaction from Joshua when I introduced HBO 4, because that was totally a little love letter to an old game that we played. So I was very happy that HBO 4 got to show up, and I got a moment from Joshua there. That was fun. This is a great session. And Leandro, while you said you wanted to reveal why, I enjoyed seeing this different side of Tella. She's going through a crucible, and it's fascinating to me. And I can't wait to see what happens when we come out on the other side and explore that some more. So great session, and I look forward to seeing you guys in a week, and we will continue delving into the trials of Mos Shuta and this giant sandstorm. So in the broadcast here. Thank you all so much.
Yep. Thank you for running. I'm looking forward to the next one.